How we doing, everybody? I do believe we are live. Let me know in the chat. A lot of people complaining. Bisping's late again. Just waiting to see here, but I am live according to the computer. Longest minute ever, Connor. Yeah, you're not wrong there, mate. You're not wrong there. Just give it a quick second. Let the stream catch up, and then no man is live. Correct. Well, no, this man is live, Mr. L.M. Mayo. Let's go, baby. All right, there we go. You're all on. You're all on. Hope you're all well, people. Thank you for spending your Saturday afternoon with me. Big fight day. So I've got 3 monitors. We've got 2 fight nights. We've got the UFC going on. Chris Cyborg's about to fight, Larissa Pacheco, but I'm more interested in Ngannou and then the UFC stuff as well. So, 3 laptops, 3 monitors, 2 fight nights, 1 Mikey B, and all of you wherever you are in the world. So there we go. 1 p.m. for you. Is it Stu Lord? Stav Lord? Hold on. Adjust my contact lens. Mike's got 1 eye on each fight. I do. You are not wrong there. Right, so Jean Matsumoto walking out here. Let me just bring up the fight card. Well, you guys asked me some questions, so Hernandez versus Pereira. Wikipedia, bring the fight card up. So as I said, right now, who's walking out? It is Jean Matsumoto versus Brad Katona, and I think Chris Cyborg's walking out on the other one, the PFL, the fucking PFL, my God. Loved the book. Well, thank you, Mike Abbott. Appreciate you watching it. Ian Garibaldo in the house as always. Did I watch the Edwards fight? You know what? I just turned it on. Rebecca's stripping again, stripping wood. She's always doing these home improvement things. So I went out and helped her a little bit in the sunshine. Now she's cleaning off. She's going down to the supermarket to get some stuff for dinner, although I think we're going to go out for sushi again. So I missed the Fabian Edwards fight, although I did see the result get read out. So unlucky for Fabian Edwards. Yeah, stripping wood, mate. Stripping wood, Mayo. Not the other kind. Rebecca does not do that. That is for damn sure. Anyway, so that's going to be a sound clip. Yeah, it probably is, let's be honest, because a lot of childish people out there. I'm going to take my contact lens out and I'm going to put my glasses on because my contact lenses are a pain in the ass. And my glasses are here. So there we go. Jean Matsumoto is in the octagon and Larissa Pacheco is walking out to the PFL Smart Cage. Smart Cage. Shut up. There we go. And the Lord said, let there be light. And there was a bit of light. 11 o'clock in Liverpool. All right, mate. How you doing, La? Chris Cyborg or Pacheco? Do you know what, mate? Got to go with Chris Cyborg, you know. Yeah, Chris Cyborg, mate. Billy Barham. He's in the house. Thank you very much, Billy Barham. And he says, do you ever think we'll see Francis back in the UFC? Francis versus Jon or Aspinall would be a lot of fun to see. It would. I think everybody agrees with that. But I think that ship has sailed. I think that ship has sailed. I know Dana and Hunter Campbell, they tried very, very hard to make a deal happen. And he parted ways. He's gone off. He's made a ton of money. You know, there's a lot of pressure on Ngannou tonight coming back. Obviously, the 2 losses. You might have saw the video that I did. If you did, I apologise. But there's a bit of pressure on him tonight because he wants to win. And, of course, he wants to honour his son's memory, which is a beautiful thing. I watched the Countdown show on ESPN earlier today. That was amazing. He's quite the man. He really is. But I don't think we'll see him back in the UFC, Billy Barham. But thank you again, mate. Matsumoto is the killer, Mike. Keep an eye out. Oh, mate, listen. Matsumoto is phenomenal. I commentated him on The Contender. Unbelievable fighter. Really, really technical. No weak areas. Brad Katona, not an easy fight for anybody. SBG Ireland. Quick shout out to Wrexham, North Wales, please. There you go, Rick Mayers. Hope you're well, buddy. Yeah, Matsumoto. Has he got a Wikipedia page yet? I'm not sure if he has. Did I see what DC and Chael said about my acting? I did not, Parker Jackson. Let me know what they said. They were probably talking shit because otherwise, what's the point? You know what I mean? unless they were giving compliments, which I very much doubt. That's just not in the style of DC and Chael. But what did they say, Parker? Now I want to know. It probably wasn't good. Although I'm having a decent little side career there. Max versus Ilya Stavlord. We'll get to that in a little bit, mate. We'll get to that in a bit. I am excited for that fight next week. I'm actually jumping on a plane to Abu Dhabi in the morning. Long travel there. It's going to be a good fight week, though. So, yeah, looking forward to that. I think this is going to be one of the best fights this year, if not ever. I mean, it is a classic. Max Holloway's looking better than ever. Of course, Topuria, undefeated, incredible fighter. And both guys, amazing boxers. So that's just going to be ridiculous. Also, this is You Down Warrior. Plastic is one of my favourite films. And your cameo was especially entertaining as a Russian arms dealer. I was Polish, yes, but it all sounds same to me. They talk like this. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. This is #1 bullshit. Brad Katona coming on strong here against Matsumoto, coming out very fast. How many pints to take down Cyborg? I'm just going to move this over here so I can see. There we go. There we go. So, yeah, no, I've got all the action going on right now. Tell you what, though. Brad Katona's getting off to a fast start here, chopping away with the leg kicks on the inside. Bisping, tell us why Conor can bet the UFC. Yeah, I don't think he can, mate. UFC fighters aren't supposed to, so I don't know. You know, so Drake, the rapper, when he... this is what I've heard. I don't know. But when he does these massive bets and they post them online, it's just an advertisement for the betting company. I don't know if those bets are actually on. Matsumoto just rocked Brad Katona with a beautiful right-hand counter, got Katona on the back foot. And the point of what I'm saying about Drake is that I think maybe Conor's doing the same thing. I don't know. Who've we got winning if Tom and Alex do clash at heavyweight? Well, no man alive should doubt Alex Pereira given what he's done in this sport. Sorry if I'm looking over there and not down the barrel, but I'm looking at these fights. No man alive should doubt Pereira, but this is Tom Aspinall that we're talking about. And Tom Aspinall's ridiculous. He's insanely talented. And I'd bet on Tom. Tom's a really good wrestler. And Tom's already said, actually, he was asked about it. He said, yeah, everyone's saying they won't shoot takedowns on Pereira. I would. Dean Maloney says, do I think Conor was ever a real elite fighter? Dean, come on, mate. Don't make me have to defend Conor. Of course he was an elite fighter. He was a two-weight champion. The way that he ran through the featherweight division back in the day, legendary stuff. Legendary stuff, you know. Is he a real fighter now? I'd say he's still a real fighter. Is he still one of the best? That's the question. But yeah, man, he was an elite fighter for sure. 2016, from 13 to 16, the rise was unreal. You can't just forget about that. Exactly, Chris Connors. Come on, Dean, right? Cyborg's in the ring as well. She's underway. Remember that fight that Chris Cyborg had with Amanda Nunes in the UFC? Holy shit. That was some of the best action you'll ever see. It was about 50 seconds of just unbelievable mayhem. Brad Katona looks like he's recovered and he's doing well, but Jean Matsumoto just kind of picking his shots, clips him with the right-hand left hook. Wait, does Bisping have beef with Conor? No, I don't. I don't have any beef. We had a couple of words over the years, and he sent me some bloody stupid, voice notes and shit. But I wouldn't go as far as say there's a beef. Far from it, mate. Far from it. Terry Bailey, correct, mate. Crazy overhand from Nunes. Oh, and here's Cyborg, though, putting it on Pacheco straight away. Jean Matsumoto's in on a single leg. No man alive should commentate two fights at once, but if anyone can do it, it's me with the help of you. I'm answering questions and I'm commentating two fights, and I've only got one eye. I mean, come on, take a bow. Nunes is a beast. She is. And I think Nunes is coming back. You saw that video. You must have saw it. Daddy, can you come over? I don't know what that's referring to, mate. Looks like Pacheco's got Cyborg down. Oh, no, Cyborg's on top of Pacheco. Side control. Brad Katona's having a little grin here. When is the Ngannou fight on? Next. Hopefully Cyborg finishes this Pacheco girl off nice and quick. Then we can see Ngannou, and then I can just focus on the UFC stuff. Do I think Cyborg left the UFC because of Nunes? I have no idea why Cyborg left the UFC. I should do, because she used to train with Jason Perillo, who was my coach at the same time, so we were in the same gym. Yeah, Michael, I couldn't think of a better fight companion. When's your next upcoming Manchester fighter to keep an eye on? Well, he's not really... I'm going all over the place here with the questions. Not really one to keep an eye on. Sorry, not really one that's an up-and-comer. But Lerone Murphy's fighting on 308 next week. Lerone Murphy fights out of Manchester. Undefeated, what is he? 13-0, 14-0, something like that. Undefeated, mate. And he's been through a lot in his life. Been through a hell of a lot. So keep an eye on Lerone Murphy. There you go. Dean Maloney says, Aldo and Chad was his best. Aldo and Chad was his best wins. They never defended a belt, unlike you, champ. Oh, you're talking about Conor, right? I think you were more elite than Conor ever was. He had the mouth. Well, that's really kind of you, Dean Maloney. And that's something for you to say. You can't deny the... Yeah, all right, he never defended a belt. But he did go off and make hundreds of millions of dollars. He had an opportunity to fight Floyd Mayweather. The reason I bring that up is that's why he never defended it. You can't blame him for that. Can't blame him for going off and taking absolutely loads of dough. Hold on, Pacheco's got Cyborg in a guillotine here, and this is under the chin. This is under the chin, but when you're doing a guillotine, you want to be on the side of the head. And the one leg, if you're watching the fight, needs to be over Cyborg. So she's making some technical errors here. So I don't think she's going to get it. She's not using the leverage properly. She's got the head, she's got the neck, she's under the chin, but she's laid flat on her back, just squeezing like that. She needs to turn onto one side to accentuate it and get one leg over. Otherwise, Cyborg can escape. But you never know. She's been in it for a while. Are you really a champion if you don't defend it? Well, Connor, that's who asked that question. That's what they say. That's what they say. They say to become a champ, you got to defend the belt. I did that. So, you know. Dean's got Mike's third eye in his mouth. Or is it technically his second? Jesus Christ, Dodgy Hodgy. Leave Dean alone. I like Dean. Dean, keep the super chats coming, bro. Ignore him. He's a dickhead. If Rakic, Rob, and Max win next week, imagine that. No, I know. All right, so Cyborg's out of the guillotine. Now she's just raining down blood. She's got a big smile on her face as well. Big, big smile. Meanwhile, over in the UFC, Brad Katona and Matsumoto are putting on a hell of a fight in round 2 now. Matsumoto's going for it. Big knee from Katona. Matsumoto going for the takedown. And in the meantime, I'll just be answering questions from you guys. Oh, right, Parker, thank you. So Chael and DC said that my movies have been good and that I have real skill. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's nice, isn't it? That's nice. I wasn't expecting that. You know how it is with guys. People talk shit, they bust balls, they have a laugh. So I wouldn't have taken it personally at all. Would not have taken it personally. Harry Klein says, Bisping, what happened to Terence McKinney? He was an exciting prospect in UFC debut. He hasn't fought in ages. And thank you for an inspirational career. Well, thank you, Harry Klein, for the kind words. Yeah, so Terence McKinney, off the top of my head, I'm not sure precisely what's going on, but I know he's had ups and downs. Terence McKinney's one of those guys. Oh, they said I'm a natural bad guy. Thank you, Terry Bailey. With a face like this, what else can I be? Terence McKinney's just like, oh man, he's so talented and he finishes people so quickly, but he's also been finished really quickly, you know, so he's kind of, you know, he's inconsistent. I'll tell you what is inconsistent. This fight here, Katona and Matsumoto are throwing down. When is this bloody fight starting? I know, Abadi. I know. Oh, Matsumoto though, Beautiful combinations. Remember the name Jean Matsumoto, I'm telling you. I'm not sure if he's going to win this one, but he's got a big, big future. Just stopped a double leg takedown there. Perfect. Terry Bailey, guaranteed action. No, correct. The SpongeBob mug that I use, the same one is it the same one that Luis Gomez used when he stayed at my house? Well, this isn't a SpongeBob mug. I don't know if you can see that. It's, I think my wife's trying to have a laugh with me. I said, I'm doing a live. Make me a coffee, please, darling. She brings me in a pink cup. She's done that on purpose to make me look all feminine. Oh, Chael and DC, what'd they say? Oh, it said I smelled nice. Yeah. That's a throwback into when we fought. Where's my cursor gone on my computer? Let's have a look. I've got so many monitors open. It's bloody hard work. Ninky Dinky, Rinky Dinky. Do I remember Ross Poynton? Of course. I still message Ross now and again. Ross Poynton, top guy. Used to fight on him with Cage Warriors back in the day. I was on the Ultimate Fighter with him, of course. He had a good few fights in the UFC. From Stoke-on-Trent, I used to train with him before the UFC days as well. He used to come up to where I used to train. So, yeah, I know Ross really well. Really good guy. Stripping and delivering pink cups. I know. No, she's taking off the bathroom doors now. She's stripping all the paint off those. I said this before. We had the house all done up in 2016. Spent a fortune. Had the entire house done. Everything done. Cost a fortune. And now she's taking it all back to how it used to be because she doesn't like it anymore. She liked it before. Ross Poynton robbed me at knife point. And then I saw him with you on top 3. Hey, Ross is a wild man. I'm not saying that didn't happen. Wouldn't surprise me. Wait, who's stripping? Rebecca's not stripping. She's stripping wood. Who would win if all the UFC commentators had a Royal Rumble? I mean, the fighter in you likes to say yourself. And I would say myself. But I reckon DC would have a pretty good job of getting that one. What do I think Ilia Pretoria's ceiling is? Well, we're going to find out next week, aren't we? Because next week against Max Holloway, it's 2 of the best strikers in the UFC right now. Max Holloway, last time out against Justin Gage, it looked like he turned a corner. Looked like he realised the threat of Justin Gage, used a beautiful stick and move game plan, but he wasn't just throwing little shitty flowery shots. He was doing damage, but he was using beautiful footwork to get in, land a couple of good shots, massive variation, and then using the footwork to get him out of danger. It was really, really smart. Wore Gagey down throughout 5 rounds. Whereas on the flip side, Topuria, beautiful head movement, slips and rips really well. He's got the footwork, he's got all the technique, he's got the wrestling as well. But I think he's got more power than Max Holloway. Doesn't mean I think Topuria wins. What I mean is that if we're in store for an amazing fight, that's what I think that means. And if he beats Max Holloway, I'm telling you, he's already a superstar, but he is going to go up even bigger, man. He's going to rival McGregor. Hold on, let me just do this. Let me just make this a little bit narrower so I can see all the questions properly. There we go. There we go. Move this microphone to the side a touch. Right, you should consider moving to Vermont. So much to do here, from snowboarding to homesteading. You can get so much land and you're closer to Dirty Mike and the boys. Never considered Vermont. We do want to move somewhere, Armand, but I'm not sure where it is. In the PFL, Cyborg on top, side control again. Oh, God, we better not see 5 rounds of this. Oh, Cyborg's gone for a bit of standing ground and pound. John Matsumoto in the 3rd round. Landed a nice body shot there to Brad Katona. Joel Estes says, John Estes says, where does the name Count come from? My family heritage. Before the Second World War, all my family, they were counts. On the Polish side, on my dad's side, they're all Polish on my dad's side. My dad was born in England. His father was Polish. He was a Polish count. And before then, going back to the Middle Ages, they were like Polish aristocracy. So that's where the nickname Count came from. Been through it a million times. Sorry if it's been asked what happened in France. My missus' handbag. You and countries don't mix. First a Muppet in New Orleans, then in France. Yeah. They do mix. I do fine, mate. I do fine. Don't worry about me. I've told the story a million times. Some knobhead robbed her handbag. I got it back. Let him go. No big deal. No story, really. King of Rome. That's right, Waddy. That's right. So Danny, the Cheesecake Assassin, who used to fight in the UFC for a while. He's done a degree in genealogy. And he's looked up my family history and he's showed me some voice messages. And he's like, mate, your family history is insane. And I've repeated one or two things that he told me. And I just get laughed out of the room every time. So I ain't saying it again. So I'm going to get him on the podcast and he can do it himself. Or we'll get him on a live on here. What do I think about Jamal Hill using the rankings to discredit Khalil? Yeah, it's an interesting one, that, isn't it? It is an interesting one because, of course, Khalil just put up an incredible fight. We've seen Dana talking about the rankings. The rankings are kind of wild on that one. He should not be ranked number 8. I don't know why Jamal would do that. I don't know why he would do that. I would think that Jamal would want to fight Khalil. And then if he can beat Khalil, then he might get a rematch against Pereira. Because right now, I'd say he's got to win one. He's got to win one before he gets another shot against Pereira. I know he's talking a lot of shit and he's discrediting Pereira. And I understand that. He's just trying to, get headlines, create hype, build a rivalry, give Pereira a motivation to want to shut him up again, stuff like that. But there's no need to discredit what Khalil did at the same time, though. But whatever, I don't know what's going on in his mind. Fair play. All right. Brad Katona just tries to take down on Matsumoto, coming to the end of the fight, last 90 seconds. Katona's doing really well here. And we are in the 3rd round of Chris Cyborg. Chris Cyborg smiling away again. Chris Cyborg smiling away with a big grin on her face. Cyborg looks like she's losing. Yeah, she's bust up a little bit. She's got a black eye and some stuff like that. How do I score the Cyborg fight so far? I haven't really been watching it too much. Even though I am watching it and I'm watching the UFC and I'm answering questions. Every time I look down at it, Cyborg's had her inside control. Cyborg's been standing over and landing shots. But Cyborg looks like she's been hit by a spade. Right in the face. So it's hard to know. Same with the Matsumoto fight. Right now, Brad Katona's trying to take him down with 40 seconds left in the fight. Not really the smartest thing to do. Stavlo says that Cyborg's looking slow. She's got to be getting on a bit. I don't know how old Cyborg is, but she's got to be getting on now. She's got to be pushing 40, something like that. So, a spade, a shovel, might be. You don't know what a spade is? Maybe it's a British thing. It's a shovel. Do I think Ngannou will lose? I don't think he's going to lose. But I do think Katona gets the takedown there in the last 5 seconds, landing a few punches to finish the fight. You never know, might be enough to steal it. I haven't been watching it close enough. I will do in a minute, though. I do think Ngannou's got a test on his hands, though. I do think... Oh, Cyborg's on her back now. She's been taken down. I do think this Ferreira guy... I watched a couple of his fights this week just so I knew what I was talking about. I don't follow the PFL. It's a subpar product. It's where... fair play to him. I'm happy that all fighters have a place to go and, get paid and all that type of stuff. But I don't really keep an eye on it. But I did watch a couple of Ferreira's fights and I was impressed. He looked good. Uses his striking really well. Uses his height and his range and all the rest of it. Spade is not just British, but shovel is more common, I guess. All right, Matt. Terry Bailey says subpar is generous. I'm in a generous mood, buddy. I'm a generous guy. What can I tell you? Bisping, please KO the Cheetah Belfort. A long time ago, mate. I don't think about Vitor Belfort these days. What am I more proud of creatively, the book or the documentary? Well, I got shafted on the documentary. Don't know if I should say that. And the book as well. Got to be careful with these companies, man. The contracts, they're all bullshit. The documentary, I wasn't happy with the final product. What happened was on the documentary, and the documentary, by the way, according to Universal, was the biggest, most successful documentary they'd ever done. So, which inclines me to believe that it did really well, and a lot of people watched it, and I know it was on all the aeroplanes and everything. But I never made a single fucking penny other than my initial deposit, my advance. So that was annoying. Jean Matsumoto gets the victory here. Congrats to him. Matsumoto's really good, man. I'd say the book. My own buddy Ant Evans helped me write that. Spent a lot of time talking, a lot of time on the phone, so shout out to Ant. You might remember Ant from the channel. He used to work on the channel for a bit. I used to say, pull up, Ant, stuff like that. Mike is busy being Bisping. I don't know what that means, but I am. Mike, what do you think about the PFL featherweight prospect, Clid Torres? He's from the same town as me. Clitheroe. Bisping, am I going to talk to Rampage anytime soon? No plans. I knew Rampage for a long time. We were close for a long time, and then life happened, some things happened, and we went our separate ways. We saw each other at the Masvidal versus Nate Diaz fight, and we had a good chat, and we had a hug, and we shared some really, really nice words. And I said I'll go on the podcast and stuff. Did I meet David Lynch on the set of The Return? I did, mate. I did. David Lynch was absolutely brilliant. Absolute gentleman. When I did that little stint, it was one scene on Twin Peaks. I was in and out, blinking you missed me, but he really made me feel nice and welcome. And he didn't need to do that, so made a big impression on me. Absolute legend. What's this? I can like stuff. Oh, Parker Jackson. If you did vigorous swimming instead of running, do you think you would have the same cardio? I think it would have prevented your reconstructed leg or knees. Well, I understand the point that you're making. But the problem with my knees started when I was training with George St. Pierre. I was training with George St. Pierre back in 2006, and I tore my posterior cruciate ligament, my PCL, and I won the Ultimate Fighter with a torn PCL. And then just from there, mate, it was downhill. They said you can have an operation to fix the PCL, but it might not work, and you're going to be out for about 2 years. So I was like, fuck that. So I just always had a sore knee, a painful knee, and then obviously other parts overcompensate, and then I started having more and more surgeries on it and stuff like that. So it would have ended up destroyed anyway. Sharp Tooth, thank you very much. Has there been a fight? Has there been a fight where you feel like you were robbed by the judges in the UFC? Yeah, there is. There's a few. Chael Sonnen, I feel I won that fight, but it wasn't crazy. It wasn't a robbery. Vanderlei Silva, when I fought Vanderlei Silva, I feel I definitely won that fight. I definitely won that Vanderlei Silva fight. But he had a couple of big moments. What's my favourite pub in Clitheroe? I like the Aspinall Arms, which is just outside of Clitheroe. A lot of the pubs in Clitheroe, you go uptown and they're a bit mental on a Friday night. You know what I mean? So I don't really go in them these days. All the kids are up there all getting shit-faced on bloody, I don't know, what do you call it? Smirnoff Ice. Did they have Smirnoff Ice in America? So yeah, but I like to go to the nice country pubs. Waddy Arms as well, that's a good one. Didn't you work at One Eye Jack's in Twin Peaks? All right. Hello from Cumbria, England. Shout out Cumbria. Who do I think wins here tonight? Main event of the UFC. I think Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. I think he gets it done. Who's winning in the Cyborg fight? Are you guys watching this one? Because I'm watching both. Looks to me like the tide has turned now and Pacheco's putting it on Cyborg. I've got Hernandez beating Pereira. I think Michel Pereira, pardon me. I think Michel Pereira is phenomenal and he's dangerous and he's super explosive and he does all the backflips and stuff as he's walking to the octagon. I saw him at the PI, the Performance Institute, the other day. He's a beast. He's an absolute beast, and he looked like a nasty bastard as well. He was walking around with his top off, all sweaty. He just finished a training session. He looked very, very intense. Let's put it like that. And he's on a hell of a streak. I forget what it is. I'll tell you right now. It's like 7-fight streak, something like that. Let's have a look. Michel Pereira. Oh, shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Ihor Pereira, first round. Mihelo Sheshuk, first round. Andre Petrovsky, first round. Yeah. He's a beast. He's on a hell of a streak. But you cannot underestimate Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Some of the people that he's beaten, like Rodolfo Vieira, he's fucking unreal, man. Anyway, let's go back to the questions. Cyborg's on the stalk here. Ever been to Brighton, Mike? I haven't been to Brighton, no. Never been. Michael, I'm living in the US my whole life. I'm thinking, and you're a smart man, Mark Rowe, I'm thinking of retiring to Thailand. You always speak highly of Thailand. Your thoughts, please. Yeah, well, mate, Thailand's an amazing place. The people are fantastic. The food is phenomenal. The weather's great. And it's really cheap. Compared to the cost of living compared to the Western world is ridiculously cheap. Ridiculously cheap. So you can live out there. For example, my in-laws, they live in Penang, which is a little island off the coast of Malaysia. Beautiful place, similar to Thailand. In fact, you can drive to Thailand in a few hours. And yeah, they go out for lunch. And, when I went there, you can go out for lunch, 5 or 6 of you, have a beautiful meal and have a couple of beers, and it's like $5, cheap as chips. They live in a beautiful, big, fantastic penthouse apartment. They've got an Olympic-sized swimming pool, tennis courts and stuff. They live a great life, and it's very, very cheap. Same in Thailand as well. So if you want to do that, Mark Rowe, I'd do it. I'd do it, mate. That's what I want to do. But the problem is I've got children. I've got 3 children, so I don't know what I'm going to do. We're going to retire somewhere exotic. Everywhere I go, I want to move there. I just spent time in France. I'm like, we're moving to France. I go to Greenville, North Carolina. We're going to Greenville. Everywhere I go. Because California is so goddamn expensive. It's so expensive. The whole thing's a shit show. It's ridiculous. The healthcare's ridiculous. It's a fucking rip-off, mate. Anyway. Oof. Cyborg in the replays lands a massive shot here. John A, member for 28 months. If Rebecca was here, she'd give you a woo, but she's not. Main event, 76% of you have Ngannou winning the fight. So I'm going to end that poll there. Thank you, John, for putting it up. And shout out to John Brannigan. He's my editor. Give him a follow on Instagram. John Brannigan, just like it sounds. When Francis is fighting someone, tell me. Yeah, but it's the next fight, Chris Casa. It's the next fight. And we've got Asu Almabayev as well. What do I prefer, the Co-op Arena in Manchester or the London O2? Dean Maloney, let me tell you what. I prefer the O2. Obviously, the Co-op is in Manchester. If it was the MEN, if it was the old arena in Manchester, I'd say that all day long. But I've got a lot of memories at the O2. Beating Anderson Silva at the O2. I fought at the O2 about 6 times, I think, something like that. Never fought at the Co-op. So for me personally, from a nostalgia point of view, yeah, O2 all day, mate. Do I like Cole Frock? I do, mate. I do. We keep talking about doing some bloody content together, but we haven't been able to make it happen. Sharp Tooth is back. He says, if there's anyone in the UFC that you wanted to have a rematch with, who is it? I'm retired, Sharp. But technically or hypothetically speaking, who would that be? Who would that be? Who would that be? Vanderlei Silva, Vitor Belfort, Chael Sonnen. Give them all to me is what I'm trying to say. What was this about Monrose? Yo, Bisping, how much did you get paid to do a set at Monrose? Yeah, Dan. Thanks, Dan Green in the house. You're obviously a local lad from the Northwest. Obviously, back in my DJ days, wanted to be a nightclub DJ. Started working at this pub in Clitheroe. I turned it into a nightclub. We did. We turned it into a nightclub. And the owners hated me after a while. But it was a good little spot. And we started getting busy. I used to get 50 quid for that. And then I DJ'd at Monrose. I used to get 60 quid at the beginning. And then I think towards the end, I used to get like £100 a set. Back in the early days when I first started fighting, I quit my job, I moved to Nottingham, I'd sleep in my car Monday to Friday, drive back home, DJ at the pub, DJ at Monroe's. A lot of other times I'd have a little set here and there. Put it all together, I might be able to make like 300 quid over the weekend, which back then I was only earning about £220 a week working my job. So we were able to pay the bills. My wife was working as a dental nurse as well. So between the two of us, we could just about pay the bills. Her mum and dad used to help out quite a lot, always bail us out last minute when we were absolutely skint. But you make it work. Thanks, Dan. DJ Mikey B, that is correct. I keep saying it, I'm going to do a DJ set. In fact, I've been asked to DJ. John, put a poll up. I've been asked to do a DJ set in Newcastle on Mad Friday. For those Americans that don't know what Mad... Oh, bloody hell. Cyborg's on top here. Ground and pound from turtle position. Going at it big. Big shots. What round are we in? Round 4. Pacheco gets up. Up to the UFC action. Almabayev on the outside. Anyway, I've been asked to DJ at some nightclub with like 3,000 people there in Newcastle, mate. How are you, man? That's how they talk in Newcastle League. Yeah, so I've been asked to DJ on the Friday before Christmas in the UK. And I don't know whether or not I should do it. And I've got to let him know because I'm messing the promoter around. Not a bad little payday, but I'm flying to England with my family. And then I've got to finish. Sorry, I've got to get to Clitheroe. And then like that Friday night, jump in a car, drive up to Newcastle. John Brannigan, you'll be coming down and filming the whole thing if I do. And, you know, but I'm going home to see my mum and dad, so I'm not sure if I should do it or not. What do you reckon? Do I go do a DJ set, a bit of house and trance, back up in Newcastle? Anyway, we'll see. Back to the fights. Back to the good stuff. Do I have a playlist on Spotify? I don't, but on SoundCloud, I've got a few mixes up there. Anyway, how's Ali? No disrespect. What do you mean, how's Ali? Ali who? Ali Abdelaziz? He's great. Do I rate Mick Parkin? Yeah, Mick Parkin's got a great future. DJ Bisping in Norway soon. Book me. You book me to come to Norway? I'm coming. I've always wanted to go to Norway. Never been. I was meant to go to Norway on Tales from the Octagon. I was excited. We had Copenhagen, Amsterdam, Oslo, Norway, Dublin, loads of cool places, but I couldn't do it because I went and did a film, Red Sonja, instead. Devastated. Should have done that. Should have done that. Anyway, any news information about Lee Murray? No, Mateus Nicolau doing a good job here of controlling this fight with the jab. Doing a really good job of controlling the fight with the jab. News on Lee Murray. I think Lee Murray should be out by now. That's my take. Lee Murray got caught of, you know, that massive heist, millions and millions. Forget the exact number. But he's been in prison. He went to prison when I got off The Ultimate Fighter. So that's almost 20 years now. It's like, come on. Come on. There's people going to prison for way less, for way more serious things. Anyway, Victor Ramsahok says, and thank you, Victor. Hi, Mike, big fan. Looking forward to your commentary on the fight. I will have the fight on mute. Oh, well, cheers. Who are you picking for the win? I only watched Ferreira highlights recently, and there's no joke. Yeah, you're right, Victor. I do think it's going to be a tough one for both men. I think it's going to be a tough one. Ferreira's taller, he's got a longer reach, and he's a really good striker. And he's got proper power as well. So it's like, I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence. I'm like 50-50. I've only watched his highlights. Well, I didn't watch his highlights. I watched an actual couple of fights. And he impressed me. He did. I saw the one fight that he lost. That's what Tom Aspinall was talking about, saying that Ferreira's not elite because he got beat off this guy that Tom trains with. But that was a while ago. You know, he might have improved since then. What do I think happens to Mo Makayev? Well, first off, Mo Makayev is a great guy, and I wish him nothing but the best. I wish him nothing but the best, and I truly mean that. He's a great kid. He's an amazing fighter, really technical, and I hope he figures it out. I hope he figures it out. I don't know what he's going to do, mate. Who knows? Maybe we'll see him back in the UFC one day. What would happen if Dana locked you in a room with Joshua Fabia. Nah. Well, I've got no problem with Joshua Fabia, other than the fact that he's a tit. The man's a tit. The man's a dickhead. And if I was locked in a room with him and he was going on, eventually I'd have to choke him out. I'd just have to do it. Mike, which movie do you have the most screen time in? I'm going to watch a Mikey B film. I can't even talk. Don't put me in films. Well, they haven't been big parts. The biggest role that I've had to date comes out soon. It's a remake of Red Sonja. So it's not out yet. And I've got a good part in that, and I've got a good character arc. And I do a good performance as well. I'm proud of that. I can't wait to see it. And I'm excited for the film. Also got Den of Thieves 2 coming out as well. Biggest part, I mean, Triple X with Vin Diesel. Nice little name drop for you there. Again, pretty small part. If you like action films on Netflix, Triple Threat. There's me, Tony Jaa, Iko Ways, some of the best martial art actors on the planet. That's a pretty good film. It's a good film as well. Michael Jai White, Scott Adkins. It's like, for martial art stars of this generation, it's got them all in, plus your old boy, Mikey B. I had some good fight scenes in that as well. The director wasn't happy with my eye because it was before I had the eyepiece. So the director wanted to put an eye patch on me. And I was champion of the world at the time, and I was very, very offended. And I kind of lost my cool a bit. I acted like a dickhead. I should have just... Because back then I was very sensitive about my eye. It was still an early thing. And the fucking director says, can we put an eye patch on you? Looking back in hindsight, I should have done the eye patch because it would have looked cool as fuck. But I kicked off. I'm like, what do you mean? I've flown out here. I was asked to do this film. I don't need this film. And you tell me to put an eye patch on me? And I guess I had a point because it is insulting. And then he turned out to be a really nice guy as well, but I was just a bit emotional about it. But I should have wore the eye patch because the eye looks like shit. But anyway, Triple Threat, there you go. Check it out. It's not my best performance, but it's not bad. Do some good fight scenes. I just have to do a fucking Cockney accent in it, don't I? Do you know what I mean, mate? I fucking talk like this. Do you know what I mean? The old time. Mike, will you ever direct or write a movie? See, I'm struggling now. Working on producing a couple of films at the moment, mate. Yeah. Been working on this one project for a very, very long time. And we've got there's a few films that are just like ready to go. I've got one that I've got my lead role in. But anyway, you don't want to sit here listening to me bang on about fucking acting. Oh, Cyborg got the job done. Fair play to Cyborg. She's a nice girl, you know. Terry Bailey dropped some free Lee Murray merch. That's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea. Mike, this is from CRLC Classic. Mike Legend, this guy is big, yes. Talking about Ferreira. Great attributes, yes, but seems amateur. I'm not going to say I don't agree with you there, mate. I don't think he's amateur. His striking's really good. He uses his reach and his range well, and he mixes up the targets. I'm going to see an easy TKO by Francis after a takedown and a ground and pound. Yeah. And if I had to make a pick, and which I will right now, I'll go with the same as you, mate. I think Francis, obviously, with his foray into the boxing world, fighting being trained by Mike Tyson, he's going to have improved massively. He can take people down. Look at what he did to Cyril Gane. And Ferreira's shown a weakness in the takedown defense area. Unlike Mateus Nicolau, who's defending takedowns like crazy here. Yeah, so I agree with you, mate. I think Francis Ngannou probably gets the job done. And it's the next fight up. Chris Cyborg just got the job done there. Asu Almabayev got the job done right there as well with a nice takedown. See the way I segued? Come on. That's some high-level shit. Speaking of high-level shit, this guillotine attempt by Mateus Nicolau, that is deep. It's on. And Almabayev is trying to escape like crazy. And he did it. He gets out. Nicolau gets up though. Boom. Nails him with the right hand straight away. Oh, his pants came down. Asu Almabayev in the UFC there gets back to his feet and his pants are like halfway down. He's like, ref, hold on. Let me pull my pants up. You know, that's happened to me. When I was fighting George St. Pierre, I used to use an old tie cup. It was metal, very, very heavy. And the jock strap tore. So the cup was just dangling like a massive weight in my shorts. Not making excuses. The excuses would be the broken ribs. The excuses would be the one eye. But just to add to all the bullshit, my cup was swinging left and right. Anyway, there you go. It's true though. Someone tell Dan Hardy to take the shades off indoors. Yeah, I know. Come on. Oh dear. Hey, listen, that's his look. That's his thing. And I know I have worn glasses inside. I have, but I was wearing them when I had my bad eye. And I was trying to keep it on the low down. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's Dan Hardy's thing. That's his look. Matt Carney, hope you're well, Matt. I've noticed that when you reminisce over a fight with someone you like, you often say, I fought with him. And when you dislike them, you say against. Oh, interesting. That would be subconscious. But that's an interesting take, Matt Carney. My fight with him or my fight against him. Yeah, that's interesting, that. Maybe I do. I've never realised it. I'd have to watch some stuff back. But that's a good observation. Loser's wife. Jeez Louise, that's not a good screen name. And I'm sorry to read this message here. Michael, I paid over £200 for a VIP ticket at the London O2 to see you I'm trying to read this, mate. To see you and to be able to take a photo with you. Never received the photo taken after the show as promised. Oh, shit, mate. Well, I'll tell you what, loser's wife, and this is a fact. If that's true, and I believe it is, because I did some VIP stuff when I did Tales from the Octagon, and there was a company that took pictures, and then they took the pictures and they send them to you. If you never received that, I am very, very sorry. So for me to be able to see, if you do a little super chat, and if you don't mind putting your address, or just DM me on Instagram. DM me on Instagram. Give me your address. Nikolai just got dropped off Almabayev, and I'll send you something, mate. I'll send you something. Because I'm very sorry. That's out of my hands. Obviously, I don't handle all that side of shit. But if that did happen, I am very, very sorry. What else can I do? Has Dylan Dennis been around? Dan Hardy is such a peckerhead. Peckerhead. I don't know why that makes me laugh. Great description. Who won? I missed the last round. I'm not sure who won. In the UFC right here, though, Nikolai's on his back, Almabayev with some great grappling transitions. Let me ask you a question. Have you bought a No Man Alive match? Come on. No Man Alive. Should not buy a t-shirt. Support the channel. Show your love. Come on. Or don't. Almabayev is in firm control here of Mateus Nicolau. Who won? I missed the last round, is what somebody just asked. I don't know which fight you're on about, mate. Is the main event, ready to gamble in Macau? Yeah, so I'll be going to Macau. When is that? November. November, I'll be in Macau. I'm not a gambler. I have gambled on occasion. I don't really bet on fights. I'm not allowed to these days, but even when I could, I never used to. In Vegas, I don't really gamble. And I'll tell you why. I do enjoy playing blackjack, and I enjoy playing roulette when you win. When you win, it's great. When you lose, it's the shittest time ever. But here is me playing blackjack, okay? Because it is fun. And if you use your brain a little bit, you can play the odds. I like blackjack because, you can have a little bit of influence, and choose your destiny to a certain degree. It's not just the spin of a roulette wheel. But what happens is, because I'm not a big gambler, I'll do the minimum bet, and then I win, right? And then I'll keep playing, and then I do it, and then I get blackjack, and I've won again. But I don't look at it like I've just won. I start getting annoyed and think, I only had $20 on that. I should have had more. It's because of my pussy. I should be putting more money on this. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't look at it like I've won $20, because $20 ain't going to change my life. you know. So then I stack up a bunch of chips. I've done this every time. You know, I might have stacked up like maybe 1,000 off my little bets. And then I go, right, let's go. Put it all on one hand. And then every single time, lost it all. My mum, bless her, you know, money's always been tight for my mother. She came out here. We were in Vegas. I took her to the blackjack tables. I gave her some money to gamble with, and she did pretty well. She turned it into about $400 or $500, and she was over the moon. I said, right, Mum, put it all on one hand. Put it all on one hand. So she did, and she lost. She was devastated. It was the most money she's ever seen in her life, so I had to give her some money out of my bank account, but she was so pissed off. I'm like, Mum, it's exciting, and just think if you win, you're going to turn it into $2,000. Wasn't my best advice. I hope you're well, Mum. Sometimes she watches these. All right, so now Renan Ferreira is finally making the walk in the main event. Matheus Nicolao's on his back in the UFC. Almabayev doing a really good job of using the wrestling. So just for this fight, because... Hold on, let's have a look at the poll here. 69% of you say that I should take the DJ set in Newcastle. Holloway, man. All right, I'll do it. But are you going to be there? Is anyone going to come watch? I'm going to focus on the Ngannou fight for now. Renan Ferreira's walking in. He's a gigantic man. He is a big, big guy. 6'8", 6'9". Hi, Mike's mum. Cold one the night. Oh, is it cold? Yeah, John, my editor, he said it's freezing right now in Scotland. Said it's absolutely freezing. This fight is technically for the lineal heavyweight title. That's from Kurt. Is it? I thought it's for the belt. It's Ferreira, not the champ. Big hello to your mum if she's watching. Her name is Kathleen. Kathleen Bisping, if you're watching. Love your mum. Jan Bisping is my dad, if he's watching. Spelled Jan. Hey, we love you, Mrs. Bisping, but why did you drop Mike on his head so much? Oh, she did. She did. She dropped me on my head. She smacked me about the head. Rolling pin was the weapon of choice. The heel of a shoe. The remote. Oh, my combat days started very, very early because of my mother, my father, and my brothers, but it set me up well. Anyway, right, Ngannou's making the walk here. You gotta respect somebody like Ngannou. The year that he's had, losing his son, obviously losing to Joshua as well, but going through that, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Like any parent, it's your worst nightmare. It's your biggest fear. It's your biggest fear. Like nothing even comes close. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was his only child as well. Just horrible. So he said he's fighting to honour his son's memory, which is a beautiful thing. It is. It is. But it's awful, man. It's awful. What are my top 4 movies of all time, Mike? While Ngannou makes the walk. Top 4 of all time. Jesus Christ, that's a tough one. But, oh, he has 6 children? All right. Well, I was wrong. Top 4 movies. Goodfellas has got to be in there. Wolf of Wall Street, maybe. Dumb and Dumber. Back to the Future. But they're not my top 4. But they're 4 of my favourites. Big hi to Mama and Papa Bisping. Marco Hernandez. Thank you very much. Cristiano Ronaldo in the crowd watching Ngannou. My mum and dad aren't together, Marco. They have not been together for a long time. That was a, shall we say, a tumultuous relationship. Francis never lost a UFC belt. Oh, that's what you're saying, Kurt. If you track it back to the original heavyweight year, I mean, he hasn't fought for the UFC for years. He's not the UFC champ anymore, is he? Mike, I want to see that Polish flag around you next time you're commentating. No shame. No, I'm proud of my Polish lineage. I'm a bit of a, I mean, obviously, I rep England. I'm English. I'm British. I was born in Cyprus, which will just further add to the confusion, because my dad was a sniper in the army. If you know my story, you know this. Yeah, I was born on a military base in Cyprus. My dad's side is Polish. My mum is Irish, and I was raised in England. Bloodsport, McHuge, yeah, Bloodsport would be up there as well. Absolutely. The Rocky fights, they're up there. Okay, Jack Sparrow, you got it. Only fight commentary now. It will be. When this fight starts, this is fight commentary only. Jack Sparrow called for it, and it's a good shout, to be fair. So, two gigantic men, Francis Ngannou, both waiting patiently. Renan Ferreira touching the toes. He's a flexible bastard. I can't touch my toes like that, granted. Not in my prime anymore. The Godfather. Godfather's another one. Fight commentary only when the fight starts. Did my dad fight in the Falklands? I think he did. He served in Northern... Yeah, he was in the Falklands. And he served in Northern Ireland as well. Beverly Hills Cop, also one of my favourite movies of all time. Beverly Hills Cop, you know, like certain situations remind you of stuff. Beverly Hills Cop reminds me of one of the, you know, my nicest... Like, I think of this night and it brings a smile to my face of when I was a kid. When I was... You know, I was very, very young when Beverly Hills Cop came out. There was a lot of arguing and violence in our house, but there was a lot of love at times as well. And I remember when Beverly Hills Cop came out, all the family sat round. I was lying on the floor. There was 8 of us in the front room. We all watched Beverly Hills Cop and everyone was laughing their heads off. My mum went and made the tea and toast and brought in the cups of tea, you know. Yeah, nice times, you know. That's what Beverly Hills Cops makes me think of. So definitely one of my favourites. Rita Sue and Bob 2. If you guys haven't seen Rita Sue and Bob 2, go check it out. There is no way Rita Sue and Bob 2 would ever get made in this day and age. Right, here we go. The fight's about to start. Francis Ngannou. I mean, Jesus Christ. The last 2 fights he had, Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. In terms of striking ability, this is a big step down. Of course, it's mixed martial arts, 4-ounce gloves, threat of the takedown. So it's very, very different. Obviously, a much different sport. The tragic loss of his son, which is just terrible. I can only imagine that he used the training camp as a type of therapy to take his mind off it. Otherwise, the demons are just going to take over, you know. So big moment here for Francis Ngannou and a big moment for Pereira because, you know, for him, this is the biggest fight of his career and they are underway. We'll go back to the UFC after this fight. Pereira, you can see the size difference straight away. Nice calf kick from Ngannou, though. Loser's wife says, DM'd you many times on social media, nothing goes through to you. Sorry, bud, you respond only here. Thanks God. Without those photos, could make my friends jealous. I'll take a look, mate. I get tons of DMs on social media. I'm not ignoring it. Not ignoring it, mate. Marco Hernandez says, Mike, how well would you have done at heavyweight? I started my career at heavyweight, but I'm not a heavyweight. I was a fat bastard. That's why I started my career at heavyweight. Thank you, Marco. Yeah, so far not much happening. Feeling out period, of course. There's another calf kick from Ngannou. Pereira looked for a big counter. Good leg kick from Pereira. Pereira wisely using that footwork to get away, but he's backed himself up against the fence and a takedown from Francis Ngannou. So now we're going to see, because the ground game, when he lost that fight that Tom Aspinall was talking about, looked terrible. It looked non-existent. Ngannou's on top. He's got the underhook. It's not an underhook, really. Pereira's trying to stand up, though. Pereira's trying to build the base. I talk about this a lot when I'm commentating. You've got to get an overhook here, get on your side, and get your hand here and build a base. And then you can pull one of your legs out. If I could pull the camera down, I would show you. It's so easy to stand up. I have developed a way, a formula. It's so easy, man. And you set up a trap as well. I'll have to break it down. You open your guard. You open a bit of the guard. They step over the guard because they want to pass guard. Well, when they step over the guard to pass guard, they're falling into your trap and you just fucking stand up. It's the Bisping trademark. Anyway, Ngannou now in full guard, which is good for him because He's got good control there. Oh. Triangle attempt from Renan Ferreira. It's not deep. It's not locked in. But he's got long legs. He needs to grab his foot and pull it right behind his knee. This is kind of getting a little sketchy for Ngannou. He's trying to... Ngannou's just going to posture up. Right, he's out. Problem is in MMA, if you go for a triangle and you don't get it, 9 times out of 10, when they escape, they've passed aside control, which is what happened there. Renan Ferreira looking like he's worked on the submissions, though. Went for a Kimura, went for a triangle, and now he's got the underhook. So see the way the right hand of Ferreira, what he's got to do is post on the floor. If he posts on the floor, he can pretty much stand up, but he's got to keep the underhook. Oh, Ngannou going to work now. These are big shots from Ngannou, because remember the power, the forward escort going 90 miles an hour or whatever. 1 minute 50 left in the round as well, still with lots of time. Ngannou's controlling for a moment. There it is, teeing off, massive bombs, taking out all his frustration. Oh, these are big nasty shots now to the side of the head of Ferreira, and it's going to be stopped, and he's out. He's unconscious. He's out cold. Referee, what the fuck were you waiting for? He just knocked him out cold. Big, thunderous hammer fists, one after the other. Not the back of the head, but this kind of like region where it's debatable. But holy shit, the referee should have stopped it a little bit sooner. But there it is. Francis Ngannou gets the job done after an almost 3-year hiatus from mixed martial arts. Made a fortune in the world of boxing. Probably made $30 million. Got a big payday here tonight. Became the PFL champion. But more importantly, got the win and honoured his son's memory. Beautiful work. So that's it. Classic. You called it. Did you call it? You probably did. You probably did call it, mate. But the fun doesn't end here. Now I can focus on the UFC stuff. But that was amazing for Ngannou. Nice takedown as well. Got to be well-rounded in MMA. That's the problem, man. You got to be well-rounded. And that's really interesting, isn't it? Because that would send a message to all the people in the boxing world as well, like a Francis Ngannou, like a Tyson Fury, like an Anthony Joshua. Because they would have been watching this fight. They'd have been like, all right, let's see how this guy does. Let's see how the big Corey does. Let's see how he does. And we saw what he did. He took him down. The whole MMA versus boxing debate. A couple of super chats. Sharp Tooth says, I'm in the process of making an album. I have an idea of a comedy skit where an MMA fighter is trash talking my music for fun. How much would it be to get you for a cameo on the album? What do you mean, like a voiceover or video? I'll do it for free, mate. If it's just a voiceover, I'll do it for free. Classic, you did call it, mate. You did call it. Hi, Mike, can I give you a shout out? Kim Jong-un. He's a regular. You know, we're worldwide, baby. North Korea, Kim Jong-un tuning in. Francis did win, yeah, Carolina. Francis got the job done. Used the wrestling. Softened him up with a couple of calf kicks. Nice double leg. Defended a Kimura. Defended the triangle. Finished him with ground and pound from turtle position. We can see Francis Ngannou right now just absolutely overcome with emotion, which I'm not surprised. A lot of pressure, as I said. Pressure to honour his son's memory. It's been an unbelievable year. Feints the jab and then hits a beautiful takedown. See, that's the thing. That's what people have to do. I'm standing up now to show you. Like when you have to commit to the shots to make the hands come up. When you commit to the shots, then you level change and you shoot in. You know, a lot of people, they shoot from too far, or they go, and then they shoot. They don't commit to it. They don't sell it. They don't let the person that's defending the takedown fear the shots. If somebody throws punches to set up a takedown, the person defending has to know there's consequences from those punches. Otherwise, the feints mean nothing. They mean nothing at all. You're not doing anything. You're just wasting everybody's time. Doing feints from way too far out is pointless. Shooting from too far out is absolutely pointless. But well done. Ngannou did it, man. He got the job done. He got the job done indeed. All right. So, fair play to him. Now, I can just watch one monitor. So let's have a look. Francis versus Tom. Love to see it. Bit of spray tan on those legs, Mike. I've been in the sun a little bit. I went to Maui. I got very, very tan there. And I do live in California. So the problem is with living in California, you get so sick of the sun. By the end, you're just ignoring it. You stay inside. You avoid it at all costs. Do you know what I mean? Dowie Locum says, can I get a shout out because Ngannou won? Well, just did it, buddy. Big Dean channeling his inner Mazzagari. Shows the class difference from the UFC. It does. It does. It does. I mean, what's he called? I mean, Don Davis. I think he promotes the PFL. He talks out of his ass. I mean, fair play. He's trying to promote. He's trying to big up. He's trying to big up his promotion. All right, and I get that, and I understand that, but you can still do that without actually just saying such ridiculously outlandish comments, saying that fight card tonight for the PFL was better than UFC 300 or better than anything the UFC put on this year. Jesus Christ. I looked at the comment sections of the Instagram post of that. Unfortunately, all the comments were like, this guy's talking out of his ass. You know, the UFC constantly put on better fight cards. And as you just highlighted there, it does show the difference. Ngannou just went out there, took their champion down and ground and pounded him in the first round. You know. Crazy they skipped Ilya past Max. I don't know what you mean, Michael. Crazy that they skipped Ilya past Max. Makes me think that not even the UFC thinks he can win. Ordinary Pete says, hello to everybody. I have no idea what you're talking about with that statement. Bisping versus Rockhold, Bare Knuckle FC. Mate, my fighting days are probably done. I'll tell you this is crazy. This is crazy. I don't know if you know this. I had surgery 7 weeks ago. I had surgery 7 weeks ago because I'm in agony. I have a terrible neck, so I got a disc replacement. 7 weeks ago. I feel no better, no relief. I fly to Abu Dhabi tomorrow, and the day after I get back, I'm having surgery again. Because they couldn't fix it the first time. And I had some imaging done. I had a scan done that cost $13,000. And it shows where the pain is generated. And they didn't focus where the pain was being generated. So anyway, now they're going to focus where the scan shows the pain is. Anyway, so my neck is still absolutely bloody killing. But still, whatever. Happy birthday, Kenlan. Right, UFC, Daniel Panada. Oh, this will be a good fight. Darren Elkins, the damage. Darren Elkins is never in a boring fight. Daniel Panada is fun to watch as well. He's been around a long time as well. This will be a fun one. Let me turn it up a little bit. I mean, John, let me know if you can hear that. 13,000 is insane. You're absolutely right, Random Abor. That was what the insurance company had to pay. I still had to pay about $2,500 of it. They never told me that at the time, the bastards. I was fuming. So I did a surgery that's done nothing to help me at all. And with the copay of the insurance, that was $4,500. $2,500 for the scan. It's like $7,000 just to get operated on and not feel anything. Right, Darren Elkins, I had him on the podcast the other day. Lovely fella, 40 years old, non-stop cardio, great wrestling, high-level jiu-jitsu, proper nice guy. Always absolutely covered in blood. And I don't think it'll be any different here with Daniel Panada. I'll tell you what I'll do, John. I'll put my headphones in so I can hear a little bit. No, I won't, because the commentary will confuse me, guys. Right. We love your podcast. Catalina Aparicio. Thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed to the Believe You Me podcast, give it a shot. Give it a go. Everyone going back to the comments about Francis losing. Oh, everyone's going to delete their comments. Healthcare in the US. Healthcare, it's crazy, man. The healthcare system in the US is mental. It's wild. It's wild. Anyway, Darren Elkins in on a takedown. Pineda's got the guillotine, but look at that. Darren Elkins expertly jumped to the side to get side control, but Panada stayed with it, used a butterfly guard, and now he's turned it into a mounted guillotine. Now he's, back to the mount. Now he's gone to his back. Elkins rolling with it. The guillotine's under the arm. And he's rolling. He's fighting. He's squirming. He's scrambling. And Elkins turns it into his own takedown. Holy shit. That was unbelievable grappling. And fair play for Daniel Panada, because that was a really solid attempt as well. Really solid attempt. An incredible scrambling ability from Darren Elkins. Joe Dooley says, Bisping versus Rockhold in a grappling match. I'll do it. I'm going to have surgery when I get back from Abu Dhabi. And with the please, I'm praying. I'm not a religious man. It's a turn of phrase. But I'm hoping with every fibre in my body that the pain has gone. And if it is, I'm going to go back to doing jiu-jitsu. I'm going to go back to being in the gym. I'm going to start getting more involved in mixed martial arts again and start maybe even training a few people. But right now, I can't do jack shit. Anyway, Elkins on top of Panada. It's a bad time. Elkins, you don't want him on top of you. Big elbow just landed for Elkins as well. Bisping, bet at the start of the matches, please. What do you mean, Fat Fit Health? Bet at the start of the matches. I don't bet. Neil, shout out Neil. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. 2,400 of you here on the live, so thanks all for spending your Saturday afternoon. Should I get a beer off Rebecca? Or a drink? I think so. It's Saturday afternoon. I'm sitting at home. I'm getting on a plane tomorrow. God is real. Maybe he is, mate. Maybe he isn't. I don't think he is. We all have a difference of opinion. Doesn't matter. Don't bang on about it. Don't bloody, let everyone have their own opinions. Stop trying to fucking lecture everybody. If you want to believe in God, God bless you. Well done. For people that don't, leave them to it. Let them live their lives. I think it's mental that people believe in God. But I was raised as a Catholic, so I have respect for everybody. I just haven't felt it. Right. What do I think about Dana? This is Big Cash 007 says, what do I think about Dana saying that Khalil should be above Volkov or other fighters because he fought against the number 2 pound for pound and had a better performance than the other people? I agree with Dana there. I think everybody agrees with Dana. Why would Khalil still be at number 8? It's a crazy one. And you can all call me a fucking company man, but Jesus Christ, I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that. Who the hell would disagree with that? Matt Carney, interesting question. Panada's on top now, by the way. Oh, potential reverse triangle. No, from Elkins for a second. Matt Carney says, how would you quantify these 4 dynamics? Beneficial friend, harmful enemy, harmful friend, beneficial enemy. How would I quantify them? What do you mean, list them? In terms of value to you? Beneficial friend, number 1 every time. Enemies can be useful because enemies can be useful because they can keep you motivated. They can motivate you to outdo them, to better yourself. Harmful friend, got to lose those harmful friends, man. You got to change your circle. Panada's on top of Darren Elkins there, dropping some big, nasty ground and pound. Couple of elbows there a second ago. But this is just Darren Elkins, man. This is what he does. He's going to be covered in blood in no time. The scar tissue on that man's ridiculous. What happened to Luis J. Gomez? Why did he leave? We just had to part our ways, mate. We're 2 highly strung individuals. We had some differences, this and that. And he left me in the lurch. He left me in the lurch on Tales from the Octagon. So I was like, right, that's it, we're done. But long time ago. Long time ago. Is Rebecca here? Rebecca! I don't even know if she's here. I'm shouting out to nobody. I think she went down to the supermarket. Yeah, great first round there between Daniel Panada and Darren Elkins. Water under the bridge. Exactly, Terry Bailey. It was a long time ago. Do you know what I mean? Long time ago. I wish him nothing but the best. Are you in the house?
Yeah, well, I'm outside.
Are you stripping?
I'm staining.
Are you staining? Well, listen, you're staining. I'm abstaining. Will you get me a drink, please?
Oh, okay. When I've done that, okay. As soon as
Can you just bring it in? Because I could do with the toilet real quick as well. So you can just sail off just for 30 seconds while I run for a pee.
I've got stain all over me.
All right, she's got stain all over her. She's stripping in the garden. Just come on. Quick as you can, love. Right, round 2. Oh, big right hand from Darren Elkins there. I like Daniel Panada. I like Darren Elkins. I had him on the podcast on Thursday. You're not supposed to have favourites. I don't have a favourite, but I'm hoping, do you know what? May the best man win. I was going to say, I really want Darren Elkins to get a win because he's had a tough career and he's fought the who's who of MMA. You know, not like the champions and stuff, but when you look at his resume, really, really good fighters. He's had ups and downs and he's won some and he's lost some. But the man brings it every single goddamn time. Big Cash 007 says, Mike, what's the name of the man who does the embedded episode? He's got a great voice. I don't know. Are you talking about Ron Perlman? Ron Perlman talks, I believe, on the Countdown shows. It might be Ron Perlman that you're talking about. He does have a great voice. Because the Countdown shows don't have a narrator. Sorry, the embeddeds don't have a narrator. Terry Bailey says that Darren Elkins' interview on BYM was great. Check it out. Thanks, Terry. Appreciate you, mate. Didn't know you were a believer as well. My man. Rebecca, get us a beer, please, love. Exactly, block to block. All right, what do we think in this main event? So should Mike have a beer? 84% of you say yes. Well, it's not going to be a beer. It's going to be a vodka tonic with a little bit of lime. John put a poll up. Main event, Anthony Fluffy Hernandez taking on Michel Pereira. Who do we think wins that one, please? Nice takedown there for Darren Elkins. The thing about Darren Elkins is he just pushes the pace, never gets tired. Stop cutting the interview so short on BYM, buddy. Well, when you've got multiple people to interview for one episode, you don't want to keep them too long. And like, for example, I had Brandon Royval on last Thursday and I had him on Monday. After he won, I said, just join us for 10 minutes. That's what I said. Just 10 minutes to give us his perspective on the fight. Sometimes I have people on for like half an hour or whatever. It all depends what's going on. And depends on the vibe of the interview as well. Sometimes it depends if they're a fun interview and they're saying a lot and all the rest of it and they're very funny and I feel like the viewers will get a lot of value out of it. I'll keep them on for as long as I bloody can. But then sometimes people say, okay, I'll come on and do an interview, but I haven't got too long. What I really want to do is get a studio and do the bloody podcast in person. But it's just so hard. Like I'm going to Abu Dhabi tomorrow, so I can do it remote. I can do it online wherever I am in the world. All right, should Mr. Manuel scrap the Astra and buy a Jag? Or will he remain to be a miserable Porvar? I don't know what that means, Dong. But Manuel should scrap the Astra and buy a Jag all day long, mate. All day long. Nice left hook there, lands for Darren Elkins. Shoots in for the double leg takedown, doesn't get it. Both men fighting really well here. Panada, front kick to the stomach. Elkins on a double leg. Panada on the guillotine once again. Little slippier now. Harder to hold. Missing girl fighters on BYM. Yeah, you're right, mate. I need to get some other girls on. Probably get, what's she called? She was meant to be on soon. Anyway, I can't remember her name. I just had Kayla Harrison on. Prime Bisping versus Prime Machida. How would that one have gone? Would have been a tough fight. I thought we were going to fight each other. I really did. When I was 205, Machida signed up at 205 as well. I thought we'd fight. Never happened. Any word on Francis Aaron? Francis Ngannou just got the job done in the first round. Just got the job done in the first round in impressive fashion. Took him down, took no damage. Defended a triangle. beat the shit out of him from total position, knocked him out cold with the ground and pound. Duke of Preston says, have I ever been to Tokyo Joe's in Preston? Yes, I have. Spoke about it many times. Used to go down Tokyo Joe's quite a lot back in the day. Mike, you need to get another movie out, 2026. Den of Thieves 2 coming out January or December this year. Red Sonja coming out February, I'm going to say. 2 other movies coming out as well. Oh, never mind that. Massive elbows from Darren Elkins, end of the round. Both men absolutely covered in blood. I don't know if that was the end of 3 or 2, but shit, man. Love Darren Elkins. Panada's good as well, man. Hi, Michael. Can you tell Anthony Smith good luck on his fight on December? I will. Casalona Aparicio. What do you make of Potan Sisters knockout? Yeah, did you see that? Did you lot see that? Jesus Christ. Alex Pereira's sister. She's just as nasty as Alex. Alex, you should say. Runs in the family, that's for damn sure. I pity the guy that takes her out on a date and like gets a bit cheeky. Proper left hook, just like Alex Pereira. Yeah, she's going to do big things, I think. Do you think the UFC will ever have a fight card in Wales? I don't know. I hope so. I've said this before, so I'll make it quick. When I fought at UFC 204 in Manchester, they asked me if I wanted it in Cardiff or in Manchester. I had to say Manchester. Sorry. When you go back to your old town, is it known who the career criminals are? It is. Of course it is. It's a small town. What about Big News Hughes? Did he win? I didn't watch the whole card. Are you talking about, is it Paul Hughes? Northern Ireland, so it is. Did he get the job done? Did he get the win? I'm not sure about what happened in that whole card, so I'm not sure. Did he win? Let me know in the chat. Smith probably in training camp. He is. Nice takedown attempt again from Darren Elkins. He never stops, man. Mike, I was in your old stomping ground recently to watch a firework display. It was pretty shit, if I'm honest. Where were you? Clitheroe, Danny? Good takedown from Elkins. Clitheroe's a lovely little town. It's a lovely little town, but the firework display isn't the best. I apologise. This is an absolute dogfight between Elkins and Panada. Now Panada's on top. Oh, what a girl, what a woman. She's outside, she's stripping. Babe, just give me 30 seconds. She's not decent for camera. She says, I need the bathroom. We've got over 2,000 people. Keep them entertained for a sec. Quick as a flash, jump in. There's no one there right now.
They'll be okay.
They won't.
Hi guys, I've got sawdust and stain all over me. What are you watching, babe? There's two fights. Hello. I've just bought him his drink. Yes, he needs a drink when he does these lives. Keeps him sane. So yeah, I'm just, hello everybody. VK, not camera ready, looking like a supermodel. Thank you. I'm not camera ready. I've got sawdust all over me. I've got stain all over me. I kind of smell, if I'm honest. It's a bit sweaty out there. Yes, I do need a drink. Daniel B, I do need a drink of red wine. I am Michael's wife, yes. This needs to be a permanent change. I don't think that you guys would like that very much. GT, who's your fave Aussie? Oh my gosh, I don't know. There's a lot of great Australians out there. I don't know. My favorite Aussie? I don't know. Where are you from? I'm from Australia. But I lived in England for a long time, so my accents are kind of all over the place, and obviously we've lived in America for 12 years, so no one can figure out where I'm from. Favorite British person, Joey Karate. Thank you, 420 Bitez. I appreciate that. I've been called Emily Blunt a few times, actually. We watched a movie with her in the other day. Michael didn't get it. I said, some people say I look like Emily Blunt, and you didn't think so, did you?
Who's Emily Blunt?
She was in that,
All right.
that one about the pain pills.
What
Anyway,
one?
the one about the pain pills.
What film?
The one about the pain pills.
What was it called? What was, I can't remember it at all. I'm not in the middle. Anyway, you're still here. The numbers went up, Rebecca. Jesus Christ. Got to get you back for the views. Darren Elkins and Panada still going at it. Rebecca for president. Aced Bridge. She'd make a good president. She'd do a better job than Kamala Harris. That's for damn sure. Anyway, Elkins still on top. Doing his thing. This is the type of fight that you get every single time from Darren Elkins. That's why I have so much respect for him. That's why I had to get him on the podcast, because he's one of those guys, you know, he doesn't get the respect that he deserves. He doesn't get spoke about enough. He lays it on the line every goddamn time. He's always covered in blood. He always gives value for money. Always entertains everybody. Trains his ass off. And just fights tooth and fucking nail every time. You're right, Michael Sparks. He's a beast. He is a beast. And so is Daniel Panada. They're going to war. These two are going to absolute war. Camera is crisp. Well, thank you very much. Who wants to see Francis fight next? Well, you just fought, mate. You missed it by about 20 minutes. Mike, I speak for the believers. Bring Felder permanently for Thursdays. Yeah, mate, that's the plan. I want to have Felder permanently for Thursdays. The problem is that often he's commentating. So on Thursdays, he's flying from Philadelphia to Las Vegas. So that's the issue, you see. In a perfect world, because the problem is that when Anthony's on, we have real conversations, and it's more of a podcast. When Anthony's not available, you know, because he lives his life. When he's not, and I pay him well, but you know, he has work commitments, he has training camp commitments. That's why we went from him being on twice a week to once a week, you know, because he's still chasing his dream. He's still trying to be a champion, you know. So he's got to do that. He's got to focus on that. So we brought him down to once a week. When Anthony's not on, I try and stack it with guests. Even though I should let Harrington have the reins a little bit more. And in a perfect world, I would love to have Felder on a Thursday. It'd make my life easier. Because sometimes when I find out that Anthony can't do it last minute, and then I'm like, shit. I've got to like message people galore, you know. Right, Dung Hape says, and thank you very much, Dung. What about Rise Young Lad getting smashed in a hot tub with his mates for his 21st? There was 8 lads and 1 girl, by the way, and not a pair of pants between them. I don't know who Rye is. Who's the Rye that you're talking about? Rye who? Ryu, Street Fighter 2. 8 lads, 1 girl. Look, listen, they're just in a hot tub. The young lads are having a beer. Going crazy with that baby that won't sleep. Thank God for this. Well, Funky Church. You will have kids, won't you? Looks like Darren Elkins got the job done. Elkins by split decision. That's according to Trading View. Sounds like it is a split decision. Darren Elkins, unanimous decision. Can you guys hear that? Felder's in the cage. I'm so happy. That was a great fight by the pair of them. Great fight. And just another classic Darren Elkins performance. Well done to Darren. Liam versus Noel Gallagher. Who wins and by what? I mean, that wouldn't even be a tough one to pick, would it? That is Liam Gallagher all day, every day, probably with a pint to the face. He'd probably just glass him. He's always talking about stabbing people, isn't he? Back in the day he was. Oh, he's retiring. Daniel Pineda's retiring. Wow. Wow. Paul Felder just said thank you for everything that he's done inside the octagon. Absolutely. It's a shame then that he had to retire on a loss. But that's the sport. It's a tough one, man. Matt Carney says, from verb to noun. When did you go from feeling like a man that fights to feeling like an actual fighter? When did you feel that mode shift? Matt Carney, you always have good questions. Well, I was a man that fights in my youth for the wrong reasons. I was a man that would fight other people's battles as well, all the time. I used to fall into that trap, fighting a lot of fights on behalf of other people. I guess I started to feel like an actual fighter when I turned professional. But even when I turned professional and I wasn't making a living from it, pre-UFC, I never felt like a fighter then. And then in those days, we're talking 2003 and 4, the sport didn't get the recognition. So again, you don't really feel like a professional fighter. You feel like somebody has that like someone that has a little side hobby, you know. But once I won the Ultimate Fighter, once I started getting some recognition, once I started earning money, and then I felt the life change, it was an unbelievable feeling. It was an unbelievable feeling, man, to go from being absolutely broke all the time, always having to borrow money. Mackenzie Dern in the crowd there, looking good. Always having to borrow money and just being broke and not being able to afford the finer things in life. And when I say the finer things, I don't mean Lamborghini yachts. I don't mean shit like that. I just mean a decent car. I just mean being able to wear some decent clothing, being able to do my house up, you know. When I was able to start doing that and see money in the bank instead of living in an overdraft, it was such a good feeling, man. And then when you start winning fights and you get on good contracts, and the bonuses back in the day were unbelievable. First ever fight, I got an $80,000 bonus. Then it was a $120,000 bonus. Then it was a $200,000 bonus. You know, when you start getting checks like that coming in, on top of your sponsorship, and then on top of, you know, your actual fight purse, and all that type of stuff, yeah, man, it was an unbelievable feeling. And that's why I always worked so hard, because I was like, shit, man, this is going to come to an end one day. This is going to all come crashing down. What do you mean we need a drip check? A drip check? Oh, you mean my clothing? A drip check. Well, I'm wearing this nice little black shirt, and currently I've got a pair on Barbell Apparel shorts, because I was out in the garden helping Rebecca Sand earlier. Bisping, did I watch Ngannou fight? Of course I did. He did well. Ngannou looked phenomenal. Oh, I've got a beer here. Well, a drink here. Cheers, everybody. Cost you an eyeball. It did, Big Tips. It cost me an eyeball and a lot more. My fight career cost me my body. You know, I've had two knee replacements. I've had 3 surgeries on my neck. I'm still in agony. I got to get another one. I've had about 6 or 7 surgeries on my eye. I've had my nose rebuilt from my ribs. I've had about 30-something bloody surgeries from start to finish throughout my career. So, you know, it took its toll on my body, but I wouldn't change a goddamn thing. Would not change a thing. Victor Martins has been a member for 2 months. We've got some member content coming out this week. Is your daughter a model? She has the beauty for it. Well, thank you, Victor. That's very kind. She's not a model, but she's an actress. She did a little bit of, not modeling, she had a commercial agent for commercials and stuff, but she's really, really focused on being an actress. I actually saw, she's done a couple of student films so far. She did Red Sonja, if you were on the live about half an hour ago, I was talking about Red Sonja. She actually had a part in that, but sadly, she never made the final cut. They cut the scenes that she was in just to make the film shorter because it was a bit too long. Often happens. So, you know, but she took it all in a stride. She's training to be an actress. I just saw one of the short films that she did. She looked amazing. So, yeah, she's working hard. And listen, being an actress is really, really hard. It's a dream, isn't it? But she's got a passion, you know. So she's very lucky. She has a passion. She's working towards something, you know, and I'm very impressed with her work ethic. And she is absolutely gorgeous. Of course, I'm biased, but for a good reason. First time I've joined you live, Michael. Loving it. Angela McNally, thank you very much. Don't be a stranger. Have you met Mike Ness at Ruka? I don't know. I don't think I have. Ruka's closed down as a gym. Mike Ness. I'm trying to think, is that a joke? Does anyone really get off intact after the fight career is over, unless you retire early? They do. A lot of people do. I feel like I've got one of the shittier ends of the stick in that regard. But, you know, I had a tough career. You know, I had lots of ups and lots of downs. But I never gave up. And I've got a great life, built a great life for me and my family. And that's why I did it all. You know, and yeah, as I sit here now, you can't feel it. But, like, the pain I'm in with my neck's like a 10 out of 10. It's insane. It has been for the last 18 months of my life. But you got to crack on. You know, you can't let it get you down. Now and again it does, a little bit, but only short-lived. Okay, Sir Chris Hoy has terminal cancer, given 2 to 4 years to live. Crazy how lucky we are and what's life all about. Well, that is very sad. That is very, very sad. Have I ever met Jeff Capes? I haven't met Jeff Capes. I was a big fan of his as a kid, though. There's a throwback. Fucking Jeff Capes, man. I haven't heard the name Jeff Capes in a long time. Of course, England's 80s version of Eddie Hall. Had Eddie Hall on the podcast. You see the interview on the YouTube channel right now. Eddie Hall just beat up 2 guys at once, 2 brothers, and then came on the podcast to talk all about it. He's got another fight coming up soon. Said potentially might be fighting Tyrone Woodley, amongst others. Right, next up here we have in the bantamweight division. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring this all the way over there, so I'm looking at the same place. In the bantamweight division, hold on, now I've caused the bloody ESPN to freeze up. Oh, there we go. Make it speed up. Jake Hadley. Jake Hadley's up next from the UK. Let's have a look. Versus Cameron Smotherman. So, Jake Hadley's had a bit of a tough run in the UFC. Jordan Walker, thank you very much for the $1.99. Appreciate you, buddy. Very, very kind indeed. Eddie holds the most powerful punch in history. He does. Eddie Hall, that's what he spoke about on the podcast. He said he smashed Pereira's punch record on that block. So, you know, which isn't surprising. Have you seen the size of Eddie Hall? Alex the Great said I missed his super chat. Well, I am bloody sorry, mate. I apologise. By the way, 70% of you have Pereira winning the main event. I'm going to go against you. I've got Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. And now it's changed to 69%. We have had 923 votes. I'm going to end that poll there so we can put up another poll in just a minute. Bisping, did you see the Irish Paul Hughes win today? It was very impressive. I didn't see the fight. I couldn't see that fight, mate, but I was in the garden. I didn't see it, mate. I didn't see it. I got Fluffy. Yeah, I got Fluffy too. Bisping, what do we think about Titty as versus Floyd Jr. boxing? I don't understand that, mate. Mike, do you use testosterone replacement therapy and have you considered it? I don't. My testosterone is good enough. It's good enough. When I get older, I'll use it. I think it's important. Bro, how come you looked so ugly when you were fighting, but now you look honestly quite handsome? Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? You know, money definitely helps. And when I say money, I don't mean money makes you good looking or anything like that. What I mean is having access to better, you know, clothes, better haircut, better style and stuff like that. You know, because my wife, obviously, she was gorgeous when I met her. And then we were absolutely broken. We had 3 kids. And we both looked like shit. You know, we couldn't afford good clothes. You can't afford all the good stuff. You know, so you start to look a bit downhill. And, you know, you were eating a shitty diet. We both put a bit of weight on, etc., etc., etc. Right, I'm going to move this over here so I can see the fights properly. Oh, there we go. There we go. Did I hear that Joe Rogan died? I hear that every day, mate. Sorry, brother. I meant Tityas. Rebecca is still gorgeous. She is. I'm a lucky man. Very, very lucky man. We're on commercial break now from ESPN. The fights will be back on in a second. That'll give us something proper to talk about. Who will Francis fight next? Well, that's the problem, isn't it? I don't think he's got anybody to fight in the PFL. He hasn't. He hasn't got anybody to fight in the PFL. There's no good competition for him there. The one guy that they did have, he just breezed through him, smoked him in a round, knocked him out unconscious. You know, so Billy Barham says, I always thought Eddie Hall could play Zangief from Street Fighter or be a good Bond villain, henchman. Zangief, he could play Zangief. Yeah, Zangief's the one that spins around like that, isn't he? The Russian. Yeah, he does have a bit of a Zangief look of him. A good Bond villain, for sure. You know, he's a big, strong bastard. Your haircut is rough, mate. Well, I haven't necessarily styled it today, but I did get a haircut this morning. Shout out to Francesca for driving in on a Saturday morning. She did me, she did Callum, and she did Lucas. George Rodriguez says, what's Gerard Butler like on set if you met him? I did, and he's an absolute sweetheart of a man. Got to tell you, I first met Gerard. Well, I did Den of Thieves 1 and I did Den of Thieves 2. When I did Den of Thieves 1, I never ran into him, but I sat next to him at a UFC event at the O2 in London, and he was brilliant. He was so nice. Honestly, he was an absolute. He was just a gem of a person, he was very intrigued about the UFC. He didn't know much about it. He didn't understand the rules too much or the grappling side of things. So I spent a lot of time like talking him through it and like the different strategies that people can use and stuff. And he was like genuinely like curious and obsessed and very intrigued to hear about it. And then obviously I did Den of Thieves 2. We hung out a little bit out there. He's a great guy, really, really nice guy. Funny guy. Very humble as well, you know. Jason Carney, you're a good man. Thank you, brother. And I think Jason Carney just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Jason. And to anybody that receives those memberships, I have content coming out this week. I'm traveling to Abu Dhabi, so I'll do a bit of behind the scenes stuff on my travel. I'll give you some updates on my daily life whilst in Abu Dhabi. So if you're not a member, now's the time to join, because daily updates from Abu Dhabi coming this way. I've got the UFC stuff, I've got the weigh-in show, I've got Power Slap, I've got TNT Sports as well. Right now, Jake Hadley, fighting out of Birmingham, I think. Is it Birmingham? Somewhere in the Midlands, against Smotherman just started. Bisping, when can we expect to see a trailer for Red Sonja? It's a good question, mate. I've seen the trailer myself. Trailer was brilliant. Trailer was fantastic. Vince, New Zealand says, oh, mate, Vince, you in the city? Missing weight is becoming regular these days. You know who don't miss weight? The fighters who are the current champions. Can spot who won't be a champion a mile away. Vince, you're absolutely right. And it's becoming an issue. It really is. A lot of fighters miss weight, and it pisses me off. You know, it's not fair on the opponent. It's not fair on the UFC. You know, it's not fair on fans either that have flown out for a fight. Imagine you go to a pay-per-view and somebody misses weight and they withdraw from the fight, and you've flown into the city for that. It's ridiculous. I had 39 professional fights, 41 if you include the 2 on the Ultimate Fighter. Never missed weight once. Took short notice fights. Fought Rockhold for the belt on 2 weeks' notice. Never missed weight. It does seem to be a trend these days, and I don't know why that is. I don't know why it is, but I don't like it. Oh, Alex the Great, sorry, I did see that earlier. What would my game plan be against Alex Pereira? Well, my game plan against Pereira, I mean, I'll be honest. I'd look to wrestle him, of course I would. When I fought Brian Stan, you know, I wrestled him really good. Used my hands, of course. And then hit some beautiful double leg takedowns, if I don't mind saying so myself. I mean, let's have a look. We can probably find some nice stills of those double leg takedowns. Bisping versus Stan, let's have a look. Takedown. Boom. Images. Oh no. If I go here, what's on here? Boom. No, that ain't me taking anyone down. There's me getting dropped off Dan Henderson, me winning the belt. There ain't no me taking anybody down there. There's me getting choked out of George St. Pierre though. Nice. Anyway, let's have a look here. More weight classes, Michael? No, I don't think more weight classes is the issue. Sorry, the solution. I think more discipline, more taking the sport seriously, more having respect for the sport. I think the reality of it is that the sport is much more popular, way more popular. It's a mainstream sport these days, and a lot of people want to do it. And because of that, you'll get people that are talented, that have the ability to do it, but also along the way, there'll be people that don't necessarily, you know, well, they're going to miss weight. People that are going to miss weight and not take the sport seriously, you know, and that's part of it, man. Oh, hell, I'm a member now. Nika Dakota. Thank you very much, Nika. Yeah, part of being a fighter is making weight. Not making weight is an embarrassment, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And you're also going to damage your career. You're going to damage your career. I forget whose name it was. He just missed weight a couple of weeks ago. Then he decided to not fight, and he was coming off a loss. And then he parted ways with the company. How come you says your name is Michael? Because my name's Michael Stacey. Oh, Jesus Christ, this Smotherman putting it on. Jake Hadley here. Yeah, you got to make weight, man. It's part of the job. Part of the job. You got 2 jobs. Show up on weight and in shape. If you don't show up on weight and in shape, shame on you. You shouldn't consider yourself a professional fighter. And Brian Stan was not a bum, Andrew Moray. Brian Stan was a tough bastard. Anyway, Bisping is from Manchester. People from round there don't get to where Bisping has today, secured his future and his family's in the process whilst living his dream. Well, that is really kind of you. Appreciate that, Michael Coleman. Appreciate that. Yeah, I've worked my ass off. Worked my ass off. It hasn't been easy. It's been hard. But, you know, and I still got a long way to go, man. Still got a long way to go. Send you a DM on Instagram, Michael. Still got receipts from Tales from the Octagon too, but no photos. Yeah, sorry, mate. I'm not in charge of that stuff. I'll do something, though. If I see your DM, let's have a look. Let's have a look, see if your DM's there. If your DM's there and I see it, I'll send something to you, mate. I will, because that's not right, and I apologise. As I say, if some company, a third-party company, oh, shit. If a third-party company is meant to send you that and they don't, then I can't really say anything. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing I can do about that. And it was about 2 years ago. It's a little bit late. What's your name on Instagram? Because I don't see you. Last message I got was 37 minutes ago. Team Left Eye. Anyway, let's go, fellas. We bet big and we are winning big. Well, Gizmo Snyder, good for you, mate. Can normal members of the public go to these Apex fights? I think they can. But tickets are in hot demand. The transition that George St. Pierre did when you were down to get the rear naked choke was sublime. You can't even be annoyed at it. It was just brilliance. Yeah, it was. But you know what, to be honest, it was the left hook. He hit me with a good left hook, so I was kind of wobbled. You know, when you take a good shot, you get discombobulated, and that's how he was able to get the rear naked choke. But it was a very, very nice guard pass as well. It was a good one. Hardest working fighter in all the UFC, Perseverance. Is he even in the UFC? I don't know that name. Perseverance? All right. Looks like Smotherman's been kicked in the balls. Hey, Beck! No, she's still outside. Still stripping and painting and staining. You were pissed at the Gastelum fight? I wasn't pissed. It is what it is, mate. You still... Oh, shit, I still have got the background on. You're right. Sorry about that. Thank you very much, damn CMC. Sorry about that. Bisping, any chance you could come up to Northern California for a BYM live pod or maybe a US Tales from the Octagon? I would love that opportunity. I would love to do that, mate. I really would. I just don't have enough time at the minute to do that, but when things slow down a little bit, I would love to. Right, Jake Hadley against Smotherman. They're both exchanging shots here. Smotherman's really committing to that left hook. Really just swinging it all the way through, so Jake's got to be careful. I do like Jake. He's had some tough fights in the UFC. Let me just bring up his record real quick while we're talking. But both men here just swinging kind of, not recklessly, but someone's going to connect in a minute. And it looks like Smotherman's packing a bit more firepower, just the way he's really driving the feet into the canvas. Nice jab from Jake Hadley. He does this block as well a lot. Uses it to great effect. It's a little unconventional, but he makes it work. My neck is fucking killing, guys. I might have to wrap this one up before the main event finishes, sadly. I hope I don't have to, but the pain, guys, the pain is bad. Right, Jake Hadley, let's have a look. White Kong. 11-3. Last time out. Oh, he got a win over Kalen Loughran. When was that? That can't be right. He's fought since then. Lost to Charles Johnson, lost to Cody Durden. Oh, Edwards versus Muhammad 2, UFC 304, Kalen Loughran, yeah. Perseverance equals perseverance. Oh my God, Matt Carney. You dickhead. Perseverance. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's a bad one though, mate, let's be honest. Perseverance. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm tired. Anyway, I feel so bad. My neck be hurting from playing the video game. All right. Has UFC Sydney been announced? Is that public info? Is that announced that they're going to Sydney and the UFC are going to Sydney next year? Because if so, I'm going to do everything I can to be there. Thoughts on this matchup, Callum Bisping versus Michael Bisping, 5 rounds. I had a dream last night that we had a fight in the house. It was the old house where I used to live in Clitheroe before we moved away. Yeah, we did. In my dream, he was beating the shit out of me. So, thoughts on this matchup, Callum versus Michael? I'd like to think I'd have a go. But in the dream, he beat the shit out of me. What does that dream mean? What does it mean that I'm having dreams about fighting my son and my son beating me up? I would beat the shit out of him, let's be honest. UFC fighters turns down fights due to small weight discrepancies. Yet heavyweights fight with 20-pound differences regularly. Yeah, but I guess they sign up for that. They're aware that they might weigh 220 and their opponent could weigh 265. They're aware of that. When you fight someone in a weight class and they miss weight, I'm not saying that bad eye poke there. Jake Hadley just got him with a good one. I hate seeing this. Oh man, he's in a lot of pain. Sounds like he's in a bad way. Let's have a listen. Ooh. That was a bad eye poke. It was a double one. Yeah, that was bad. Oh, he does not look good. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's bad. It'd be a real shame if this fight ends because of this. Doctor's having a good look. You don't want the doctor coming in and interfering. Adam Rogers got them big balls. He does. Right, hold on, let's have a look. Let's get back down to the chat. Blood from the eye. Is he bleeding from the eye? Jesus Christ, I hope not. He's pulling a lot of faces. I mean, obviously, the feeling of getting poked in the eye is horrible. I think he's going to be okay. I hope so. Why did they stop fights? Due to not being able to see out of one eye. Bisping won the title with one eye. You're not supposed to fight with one eye. It's illegal. So if you can't see out of one eye, they stop the fight. Simple as that. Arjun, AJ Maniz says they need to deduct points after 2 fouls. I agree. I think we need to see more points deducted. If there was more points deducted, then I think people would be sure to have their bloody hands closed. You know what I mean? People got to know that there's serious consequences. There's ramifications. You will be punished. You will potentially lose this fight because you will be deducted a point. Jordan Clegg says, I've watched your documentary about 10 times. It's my favourite. You're my favourite fighter, Jordan. I appreciate that very, very much. Mad thing is, when you was UFC champ, you was literally the hardest man in England. Did you ever think that yourself? It might have occurred to me. It might have crossed my mind at some point. Probably true. Bisping, why do you think that Jon Bones Jones is ducking Tom Aspinall so hard? I don't think he's ducking Tom. I don't think he's ducking Tom, is he? I think he's focusing on Stipe Miocic. Now, the narrative of ducking Tom could potentially start next month because it's not long. We've only got about a month now. About a month. Stipe, Jon Jones, they throw down. John, put a poll up. Who wins, Stipe or Jon? If you don't mind, please. Now, if Jon Jones wins, which I'm leaning towards him at this time, at this stage, I'm leaning towards Jones. If Jones wins and retires, yeah, of course. Of course, he's ducking him. Or it's going to look like that. It's not a good look for Jon Jones being the heavyweight champ, being one of the greatest to ever step in the octagon, to beat Stipe, whilst there's already an interim champion that's defending the belt. I know he's under no obligation to defend the belt against everybody out there. He's not. But if you want to prove that you're the champ, then you got to fight Tom Aspinall. In my opinion. And I think most people would agree with that. And I think that if he was to retire after Stipe, that would be what people think, universally. Now, granted, people would forget in time and the division would move on and it wouldn't eradicate from the things he's done at light heavyweight. But I think him being considered the legit heavyweight champ, if he retired, Jake Hadley's getting a point off. It's a shame for Jake, but you can't poke people in the eye like that. That is a shame for Jake, though. But it was a bad one. Yeah, Jones, we got to see what happens. So at this point now, I'm not saying that he's ducking him. Now, Jones has kind of, he's kind of like floated the idea of retiring, hasn't he? Definitely floated that idea around. But maybe he's just playing games. Maybe he's just messing with Tom Aspinall. Maybe he's just like enjoying playing mind games. Maybe he's trying to negotiate a better deal. Who knows? Nobody knows anything yet. Jon Jones versus Stipe goes down next month. I'm looking forward to that fight. And then we'll see what happens. Obviously, this is not the SAS kind of battlefield fighting. It's just a game. Do you agree, Michael? That's a good question, PJ. This is not the SAS battleground, no. People aren't shooting each other. People don't die. Fortunately, the UFC has a tremendous record. Nobody's died. Nobody's died in a UFC octagon, and long may that continue. The consequences of fighting in real wars obviously are way higher. But when you're in there, oftentimes, you're fighting. You're fighting with everything you've got. Certainly if you're a real fighter and you want to win. Sometimes, like for example, let's use Alex Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree Jr. I mean, you can't tell me that Khalil wasn't fighting for his goddamn life. He was doing everything he could to stay in that fight. Pereira in round 4 had bust him up to bits. He was a mess. He was a beaten man. He was tired. He was on his last legs. But he was still swinging back. Do you know how much balls that takes? Do you know how much courage that takes? To still say, you know what, I'm not going to go down. I'm going to fucking swing. I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to go out on my shield. That's why you got to respect Khalil Roundtree, man, because that was phenomenal. Because at any point, he could have just gone down to his knees. Could have gone down to his knees. He'd already taken a lot of damage. He'd taken a lot of shots. He got kneed flushed to the mush. Do you know what I mean? All he had to do was go down and take no more damage. But he stood there and he swung. So the point that I'm making is that, obviously the consequences aren't as dire or as serious as people fighting in wars, of course. But the mentality at that moment in time for the fighters, if they're real fighters, it's kind of the same thing. They're not looking for a way out. They will go out on their shield. All right, round 3 underway. Smotherman coming on, strong. You could say that he's smothering him. People haven't seen Tom Aspinall. Where he is best, and that's on the ground, like Rogan said. Bisping said, I told you so. I know. People don't realise Aspinall's unbelievable on the ground. And I was speaking to someone last week that's quite learned in mixed martial arts. They know a lot about MMA. And they think that Tom can't wrestle. Tom can wrestle his head off. Like Callum, when he was wrestling for college, went out to England on a wrestling tournament or something like that. And they actually ended up at Tom Aspinall's gym where he used to train. So Callum and Tom had a good wrestle. They had a good wrestle. And Callum's a high-level collegiate wrestler, or he was. And he's a big lad. He's not as big as Tom, obviously. And Tom took him down. But he had to work for it. Tom even admitted he wasn't easy to take down, but Tom's a really, really good wrestler. And let me tell you, Callum can wrestle. Callum can wrestle his goddamn head off. He didn't have the success in his career that he wanted. He was plagued by injuries. He had about 3 or 4 surgeries. It was a real shame. So he had to retire, and he was really sad because he absolutely loves wrestling, and it broke his heart. But just too many injuries. Anyway, Smotherman still closing the... What's that? Oh, Lucas, come here. Come and join the stream for a minute. Grab a chair. Oh, shit! A hawk is trying to get the birds. Tell Mum!
No, it's dealt with.
Yeah, but tell Mum because she needs to put the screen up.
She's out there.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Just get a chair and come and join us and tell us the story. Get a chair.
All right.
Careful, there's a wire there. That's the laptop. It's plugged in. Yeah, Rebecca and her bloody budgies, or parakeets for the Americans. Jesus Christ. She puts them outside because they're noisy little bastards. They make a lot of noise. Fucking hawks come down all the time, always trying to kill them. Bloody hawks is right, Jador. Yeah, so she bought this really nice ornamental screen. It's a wooden screen with like carvings in it and stuff. So the birds don't see it, but the wind, because it's very windy at the moment, blew the screen down. And then we're too busy in here. She's getting me a drink. I'm doing that. The bloody the hawks. We're not having very good luck with birds in this house, I'm telling you. Oh, Jesus Christ, Smotherman's all over. Jake Hadley here. Hadley's firing back, though. Right hand goes to the body, does Smotherman. Cutting the cage off. Right hand, but then a counter from Smotherman again. He's good to watch, Smotherman. Ooh, and a knee. Massive onslaught right now from Smotherman. We need a Pets Heads Are Falling Off shirt. Terry Bailey. Genius idea. That is a good idea. Right now, Jake Hadley's head might fall off because some other man's putting it on him. If you see this, Jake, don't be offended by that because you're a tough bastard. You are a tough bastard and you're a great fighter and you're firing back. Right as I say that, Jake Hadley with a beautiful 1-2.
All right.
Could you have got a bigger chair?
It was the closest chair here.
Jesus Christ, take a seat. Just watch this plug here. Hold on. Just get that out there. I don't want to break the laptop. Hold on, let's pull the mic over.
Well,
All right, so
people.
So Lucas is training MMA, aren't you, Lucas?
Yeah.
He loves it. I have a friend who wrestled in high school, only lost to a girl one time. At 29, he's wondering if he can still be a fighter. What do you think? I mean, he only lost to a girl one time. Do you think this guy can be a fighter?
I mean, 29, I feel like that's young enough, I feel.
Yeah, 29 is still young enough. It depends, you know. He hasn't got... Time is against him, right? But yeah, if he wants to do it, go for it. That's what I always say. How did you feel when the doctors... How did you fool the doctors that you had one working eye? In my opinion, it's the best title win, considering you was literally fighting with one eye. 8 fights before you won the belt. Yeah, thank you very much. It's a long story. It's a very, very long story. The poor hawk just wanted a nibble, Lucas. So what happened? Lean in a bit to the microphone.
You called me over, and I look over, and like I was sitting on the couch. So as I'm walking, I see just a big, huge shadow just kind of fly over, and I just see like the tail of it just like on the bird nest, and I just kind of ran over and just leave.
Did it fly away?
Yeah.
Oh, Lucas is a hero.
And mine ran over.
Round of applause for Lucas. Some other men putting it on. So Lucas loves MMA. You love training, don't you?
Yeah.
He loves training, but he doesn't really watch it, do you?
I don't watch it huge because it's just like
I have to
it's better doing it than watching it.
Yeah, I have to force him to watch, don't I? Like anytime there's a pay-per-view on and I'm at home, I'm at Lucas for the main events because he trains MMA. And I honestly believe he could be a really, really good fighter. He's got natural knockout power. He's got good wrestling. He's got good jiu-jitsu, you know. And he's my son. He could do big things. But anyway, I always call him in. I said, Lucas, watch this fight. Because when you're older, you'll remember watching Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili. I did. I remember watching... who was it? Frank Bruno versus Oliver McCall, I think it was, with my dad. You remember these times. And certainly... You're training to be a fighter. You're going to the den. You've got tremendous coaches. And when he goes into the gym on Monday morning or Monday night, you can talk to the guys about the title fight.
They don't watch it either.
Oh, no, they do. They do. Lucas, can you answer?
Oh, but no, sorry. I was talking about, when you said guys, I thought we were talking about some other people.
Yeah. I'm going to just run to the bathroom. Late to the party, but 4 clean punches to the back of the head. Wow, that's illegal. And Ngannou should get an L. Do you know, Mohammed Sheikh, I did kind of think they were back of the head-ish, you know. But the way that referees explain the back of the head to the fighters, Lucas, just turn around a little bit. They always just do that. They put a hand, just turn that way. They put a hand there. So it's that area there. So this is considered not back of the head. That is not. So yeah, this whole area here is not the back of the head. So sometimes you get hit there. That's not back of the head. That, turn around that way. That there, that's the back of the head. So I would have to watch it again before I agree or disagree. But I think people are a little quick to assume that. Lucas, can you say, whoa, dude, surf's up?
If he does a super chat, I'll do it.
Oh!
If he super chats it. I'm not doing that for free.
He's not here doing it for free. I'm going to be back in 1 second, Lucas. We've got 1,357 people. You keep them all here. Keep them entertained.
You better not super chat and make me say that. Anyways.
Hey, Lucas, any super chats that come in now is yours.
All right.
You got to speak to him.
Seems like the dude is one, it seems. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of people on. Looks like he's winning on there. Oh, I'm a freshman now. Started like a month or two ago. Mini Mac. I don't know how to entertain people. He's had his whole life to. He's been doing that his whole life.
Entertaining people.
Yeah, I don't know how to entertain thousand or two people.
You just move over a touch. You're an entertaining guy, though, Lucas. You are. So, do you want to be a fighter when you're older?
I don't know.
Do you think you will?
I don't know.
You have knockout power.
Yeah.
So, like his coach at the Den, his coach has to tell people that he trains with that he's older than what he is, because because he trains with adults sometimes, and he cracks them and he drops them, and so he has to tell them a lie so they don't feel bad, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when they find out, it's like they're like, he's like, well, it was 13, but like now 14.
Notes to the 12th power says that you look exactly like me.
I'm looking now.
Lucas, you look just like me.
I don't.
You're going to be a handsome bastard when you're older. You are going to be handsome. You look just like me. My God. My God. The world is your oyster, bro. Has he been training with Kelly Slater by any chance? No, he has not. Why, does he sound like a surfer? Give me a dude.
I'm not giving you a dude unless I see a super chat go up that says, dude.
13-year-old dropping adults. Nice. When you're 18, maybe you'll have a longer reach than Jon Jones. He's taller than me already as well.
I'm not taller.
Well, you're about the same, aren't you? Yeah, about the same. A little bit of exaggeration. You know what I mean? Does he get that knockout power from the old man? Oh, there's Jamal Hill in the crowd with the cowboy hat on. He was the former champ, so he got knocked out against Alex Pereira. Do you know who Alex Pereira is?
I've heard him.
Potan. And he's talking a lot of shit trying to get another fight. Charles Johnson up next. We see him backstage doing a bit of shadow boxing. His opponent that he's shadow boxing with has got headgear on. And those poor bastards. I used to do that. I used to spar to warm up before the fight. And you tee off on your training partners. You know what I mean? I don't mean you tee off in a nasty way. Oh, Lucas, there's one. 199 dude.
Oh, god damn. Okay, hold on. So what do I gotta say?
No, it's right there, dude. No.
Yeah, no, but I have to say the full thing. So hold on.
Just give it, dude.
Dude, surf's up, dude.
Rebecca looks like the new Linkin Park lead singer. Oh, yeah. It's
that
a
man
woman.
was scammed.
What's that?
I just scammed that guy.
Yeah. Say it, you punk. Say it again.
Dude.
There you go. Bisping, who do you think is Islam's hardest opponent aside Sarukian? You mean opponents coming up? Potential danger to the throne? I do think that there's a potential for Ilia Topuria one day to fight Islam Makhachev, but he's still got some work to do. Obviously, he's got to get through Max Holloway first. In the 155 division, in the rankings, let's have a look. UFC rankings. UFC rankings. Don't disappear anywhere, Lucas.
I'm not.
Hold on, let's have a look here. Bring it up. Boom.
Answering the question that Brandon said, me versus Callum, I did give him a black eye during practice.
He did give his older brother a
did
black
give him a
eye.
black eye.
But hold on, we'll go back to that in a minute. The thing is this, Lucas, and you guys will agree. Callum's way bigger, so he's going light on him. And Lucas is swinging
I'm not going full force. One day, I swear, he was not having it.
Lucas is the pound for pound goat in the Bisping household.
Callum was not having it one day, and I swear he was swinging hard. He was swinging hard one day, and he kept on. And I wasn't swinging hard, but I threw a kick. He'd catch it. He would try to punch me, but I would just parry it and hook him. And I wasn't hooking hard, but he pulled me in, so it had to be hard.
Nah.
That's the game.
You're just going to take it easy, right? So we're looking at the flyweight rankings here. Arman Sarukian, of course, he's going to be a tough one. I think I would like to see a rematch with Charles Oliveira. Obviously, he's got to earn that. Every fight's different. Poirier's taking Poirier out. I think Dan Hooker. I don't think it would be Dan Hooker. I think Michael Chandler. I'd like to see those guys go at it. But yeah, I mean, Islam's kind of, for the most part, leaps and bounds above most people in the division. That's why I think it would take somebody like Ilia Topuria moving up. But as I say, he's got a lot of work to do. You can hear the UFC stream when you share your screen. Okay, thank you, John. to my editor there. Muchas gracias. Tell him to pattern his accent, Mike. He's English. Do his an English accent.
I can't do it on the spot.
All right.
He will get his English accent at one point.
Victor Martins, what's up, buddy? Hope you're well. My Brazilian brother. He wants to know, have you ever been to Brazil?
No, right?
No, you haven't been to Brazil. You haven't been to Brazil. Hold on. So making the walk right now is Charles Johnson and Sue Madarje. Sue Madarje? Is it Madarje? Is it? Is it? It must be. It must be. I know Charles Johnson's in the ring, unless there's been a change of opponent. Yeah, it is. It's Sue Madarje. Anyway, show Lucas Usman versus Masvidal 2. Lucas, remember Jorge Masvidal?
Nah.
Remember, who's got the fastest knockout in the history of the UFC?
The one guy with the flying knee?
Yeah, how do you know that?
I watched it.
You were there.
I was there.
He was there live in the building. Because Lucas is young, and afterwards he was like, oh, wow, that's really cool, Dad, that I got to witness the fastest knockout in the history of the UFC. And he wasn't even a fan. I'm like, dude, come on, bro. Right? You're not saying much. Don't be nervous.
I'm not nervous.
There's only 1,350 people judging your every movement. Yeah, get Smotherman on the podcast. Yeah, might not be a bad idea. Maybe I'll do that. Mike says, honestly, you're a legend the way you give the fans the time of day and answer all these questions. Just a bloody good man. Well, thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. The reality is I do enjoy it as well. We've built up a nice community on the YouTube channel here. Rebecca's out there in the garden. She's just stripping and sanding wood back constantly, isn't she? She does a little DIY projects. I help her out as well. And it's good for the channel as well. But I do enjoy it. And it's nice to interact. And you guys, for the most part, have some nice things to say, which I enjoy. And I don't mind having interesting debates either. I don't mind when people have a difference of opinion. I do mind when people just get very abusive and just say nasty things for the sake of it. Those ones can get fucked. Pardon my language, Lucas. Never use that language. Lucas sounds like your best friend, Luke Rockhold.
I don't know, do I?
Do you know who Luke Rockhold is?
Yeah.
Who is he?
A UFC fighter, I think.
A UFC fighter which?
That you fought?
Twice.
Twice.
And I became the champion.
Hold on. Answering question I saw earlier. Anyways, me versus the New Orleans guy.
Lucas versus the New Orleans guy.
I'll destroy him.
Yeah.
I'd probably destroy him all those years ago when I was about 7.
Do you remember what happened?
I remembered what happened.
Tell the people what happened.
He punched him in the face. That's pretty much it. He was recording, and some dude got in his face shouting at him and punched him.
Yep, that is correct. And what did I do?
You just walked off?
I laughed.
Oh, yeah, you did laugh.
Yeah, I laughed my head off. I laughed my head off because it was the worst punch ever. Ever. There goes Connor's 500K. Why is that Rod Trip TV? Did he bet on Ferreira? Lots of fun, guys. Appreciate hanging out with you. Thank you, Cheesecake. Who won? I had to go take care of my kids real quick. Won which one? The last UFC fight? That was Cameron Smotherman. Ngannou, if you were talking about the heavyweight earlier today. Bisping, do I think Dricus du Plessis can become the middleweight GOAT? I think Dricus du Plessis is an incredible fighter. I'm a big fan of his work. I think he's as tough as they come. But I just think that anybody has got a really hard time taking the title of middleweight GOAT from Anderson Silva. You know what I mean? Like, he defended the belt 13, 14 times, something crazy like that. And the fashion that he did it in, the way that he knocks people out, the style, the grace, the flair. I mean, just the knockouts that he delivered were unbelievable. So it's nothing against Dricus du Plessis. I just think he's got a long way to go before those conversations even start. Now, could he do it? Yeah, maybe. Michael, bro, how are you raising multiple future champions? How do I raise multiple champions?
I don't know. You make money? I don't know.
I give a lot of advice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
About advice and stuff.
I talk you through daily life. I tell you how to navigate this world.
Yeah.
I tell you to control your emotions.
Yeah.
You know, always do the right thing.
Who's closer to Callum or Ellie, and why Ellie? I don't know who.
Is Lucas closer to Callum or Ellie, and why Ellie?
It depends. the circumstance. It's like, I'd say.
Who do you think? All right, okay.
50-50.
50-50. Mr. Magoo says,
Depends how I'm
BYM crew,
feeling.
get Scott Adkins on the podcast. You know, I've asked Scott to come on the podcast and he agreed. I've just got to follow up and find the time to do it. I would love to talk to Scott. Scott's a tremendous martial artist, obviously a very, very successful acting career. Probably the #1 martial arts film action star right now. You know, and such a humble guy. I'm telling you, Scott Adkins is a great dude. Great dude. And he said he'd love to come on the podcast. So I will get him on. I'll definitely get him on. I've said that a few times. How old are your children, Mike? How old are you, Lucas?
14.
And how old's Callum?
23.
And how old's Ellie?
21.
There you go. There's your answers. What's the craziest sibling fight story in the Bisping household?
We don't really.
There isn't. There's no stories.
It's Ellie. If there is, Ellie starting it, because she starts every argument between us.
Oh, Road Trip TV, Connor posted his $500,000 bet that Francis would get knocked out in the second. Weird. That's a strange bet to make. Why would he bet on Ngannou losing in the second round? I mean, all the accolades are on the side of Francis Ngannou. He just had those 2 great boxing matches. He dropped Tyson Fury. He was the UFC champion. And Renan Ferreira, up until just recently, most people didn't really even know who he was. I think maybe because he got knocked out of Anthony Joshua last time, maybe Conor might have thought he'd be a bit gun-shy, you know, and have some kind of psychological demons for losing that fight by a knockout. Maybe. I don't know, but who knows? Mark, have I started colouring my hair yet? Lucas, do I dye my hair?
No.
No.
You could probably see some grays somewhere on him.
I've got some greys. I don't care. I don't care.
No.
I take it as it comes. Mike, can you get Lionheart to start running? Speaking of running, hold on. Charles Johnson here. Looks like he's running a few miles in this octagon, doing a lot of like footwork, nice kick. Charles Johnson, you know, Charles Johnson's another one that doesn't get the respect that he deserves. He's a really, really good fighter, solid wrestling. Again, ups and downs. You know, he's had some wins, he's had some losses, but he's fought some really good competition. Nice slip and rip there from Johnson. Madaji just skating around the outside. It's only a matter of time, though, before Charles Johnson shoots. He's very hesitant with that lead leg. He's expecting some leg kicks to come. He's faking the block to stop Sumadaji from throwing it. But wait, only a matter of time. Lucas is wrestling these days as well, aren't you, Lucas?
Been to a few tournaments.
He's doing very well. Doing very well. Mike, if us fans ask you about your opinion on fighters, are you able to give us your honest opinion? Without a shadow of a doubt. So, like, there's this whole stupid, and I shouldn't even say this. There's this whole stupid theory that I'm like this crazy company shill. We're allowed to say our own opinions, right? They encourage us to have our own opinions. As long as it's, you know, it's a real opinion and it's based upon some kind of facts and knowledge, then yeah, they don't tell us what to say. They don't tell us what to think, you know? Yeah, I do think Jon Jones is the greatest of all time. That's not because I work for the UFC. It's not because I'm loyal to the UFC as a company because they've changed my life. It's because I think Jon Jones done incredible things. I think he needs to be more active, and I think that if he beats Stipe Miocic and then doesn't fight Jones, I think that's a terrible look, and that will affect his status for sure. But all this bloody company man bullshit, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. 100% Shield, there you go. Yeah, sure. Bisping would knock out Mighty Mouse. I probably would. He fights at 125 pounds.
Oh, sorry, I was watching
The fight.
Yeah.
Were you enjoying the fight?
Yeah.
Who do you think's winning?
Johnson.
Johnson, yeah, he's just more active, busier.
I don't know, I say the other guy's name, but he did get a good elbow in.
Sumadaji. Right, here he is in the clinch.
He got a good elbow on him in the clinch.
Aspinall would spark him if they were outside Maxine's. Tom wouldn't, you know. Tom's a sweet guy. Tom's like a real nice, calm guy. He is. He's not the type of guy. I mean, I don't know. I haven't known him that long. I've known him for a few years now, and I'm proud to call him a friend. And he seems like very, you know, he's not a dickhead. He's just calm and in control of himself. But who knows? Maybe if someone cracked him in the face outside Maxine's, then he'd have a go. Bisping, what is the best way, in your opinion, for the UFC to get casual fans to become hardcore MMA fans? You can't have an approach to where you want to come. I mean, I don't know. I haven't run the company for 30 years and turned it into the mainstream sport that it is, but you've just got to put on the sport. You make the sport the best product that it is, you know, and the sport does the talking itself. And then it's down to the individual, whether or not they become a hardcore fan. You know, you put on the best fights with the great production like they do, and some people are going to love it, some people will like it, some people will become hardcore fans, and some people might be casual fans, you know. I think there's enough hardcore fans and enough casual fans for everybody to be happy. Mighty Mouse chokes out Mikey B. Okay. You never know. You just answer a couple of questions. I'll be right back. Come on. Don't disappear. I'm coming back.
I'm not going to disappear.
30 seconds.
I'm not going to disappear.
I'm talking to the line.
I'm not going to disappear.
I'm talking to the people. I'll be back in 30 seconds.
Oh, he's talking to you guys. Let's figure that out. All right, let's have a look at the chat. Johnson got a good few. And not a single new chat. Oh, wait, I need to scroll down. I'm an idiot. Would Lucas fight Harrington? I forgot what he looks like. Well, I don't. I know what he looks like. Wait, do I? If I saw him, I'd know what he looks like. How's the tournaments? The first one, I got second. This crazy guy. He was really good. Another one I went with a guy. He was a junior. I'm a freshman. His own team was saying, like, oh, dude, I hope you do good. Like, he's known for injuring people. Like, what the hell? Bolt Speed Man. Do I believe in ghosts? No. It's pretty stupid to believe in them. I don't look like my dad. Who's my favorite fighters? Good question. Favorite subject in school? Probably English.
Who is your favorite fighter?
I don't know.
Do you have one?
No, not really.
Do you know enough about the sport to have a favorite fighter?
Not really.
Well, that's a shame. You need to watch it more. Charles Johnson is looking good here, though. Looking really good. Mike, do I still like tracksuits? I do, actually. I don't wear them as much as I used to do. I used to wear them a lot. When I was training, you know, I used to always travel in tracksuits. In fact, I still travel in a tracksuit, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got my old travel tracksuit every time. So it's the same one. Couples. I pull it out for flights. It's comfortable. It's stylish. You look good. You feel good. You're off to the races. What do I miss most about England? That is a question from Daddy Hands. What do I miss most? What do you miss about England, Lucas?
I don't know. Probably, like, the nature and stuff, because we live near a place that just looked good.
Yeah, no, that's a good answer, because where we live is very suburban area, so it's all built up everywhere. Fortunately, where we are, we've got
buildings.
The old buildings, the architecture. Yeah, that's a good answer. That's a good answer, Lucas. Please say hello to Marv. It would make my friend's day. Marv, hope you're well, mate. Stephen Farrell, you got to say thanks, Stephen Farrell.
Thanks, Stephen Farrell.
Give it a dude.
Dude, I'm not giving it another dude after this.
Connor Cartwright, what is your favourite Ricky Gervais moment? Oh, dude, Ricky Gervais is the man. Ricky Gervais is the man. I mean, maybe when he gets fired and he's dressed up and he's got the emu and he's like pecking with the thing. And he goes, well, he's ruined this, hasn't it? And he walks out and he's dressed as like, he's got that like, I think it's the emu. Yeah. Anyway.
Lucozade or Red Bull? Lucozade, definitely. Red Bull, horrible.
Yeah, Lucozade is good. You used to be able to tell the lads who had a heavy night out, they always drinking Lucozade the day after. Mike, I live in Perth. I live in Perth, Mikey boy. You've been out these ways, you rate it? I have. I came out for, what UFC was it? Oh shit, Charles Johnson landing with some big shots, uppercut. Oh, it's done. It's over. It's over. Mark Smith is giving him, Sumadaji, a lot of time to recover. Wow. And he has recovered. Johnson takes the back, goes for Turtle, standing over him, dropping big shots again. Now he's turning it to the elbows. Sumadaji gets an overhook, clinging on for dear life. Kicks him off. 1 minute left in the round.
Can you knee him in the head?
No, you can't knee the downed opponent. If you do, that's an illegal blow. Charles Johnson passes guard. Good scrambling ability. Oh my God, Sumadaji potentially with a triangle. Oh my God, triangle armbar, and he was almost done. He's face down. Jesus Christ. And I was about to say Mark Smith stopped the fight. Armbar's gone. He sprawls. Now he's got the exact same position. He's got the turtle position on Johnson. Now he's dropping punches. Wow. Good call by referee Mark Smith. Good call. Because it looked like he was done there for a second. And it would have been excusable to stop the fight. But then he turned it right round. Big takedown from Charles Johnson. And then a bloody sweep from Sumadaji. Some really good action going on here. And then bloody Johnson with a foot sweep takes him down. Another triangle attempt by Sumadaji. This is fun stuff, isn't it, Cal?
Yeah.
Lucas. Huge fan from Portugal. You got to come to our country with your family. Keep up the amazing work with the channel. Chama. Thanks, Joa Quintella. I appreciate that. You know, Portugal's been on the list for a while. It has. I'm not just saying that. We've been talking a lot about going. I've got a friend, Antonio. He's from Portugal, and he's told me all about it. In fact, I was on Den of Thieves 2 with him last year, and he told me all about it, how beautiful it is, and he really, really sold it to me. Any news on Lee Murray? Sadly, no. Sadly, no. Last I heard, he's still in a Moroccan prison. Do you know what Lee Murray is?
No.
He was a British fighter that I think stole like £50 million. 50 mil, something like that. Would you prefer my son to not go down the professional fighting game route? Well, I always say that I fought so that they don't have to. You know, and Lucas is really smart. He's got a good sense of humour. He's very, very smart. He does well at school, you know. And whilst I grew up in Clitheroe, it's not exactly the toughest of towns. It's a nice little town. But there was like a lot of like pub fights and bar fights growing up. But life, you know, life was kind of harder for us growing up. No disrespect to Lucas, but he grew up in California with a swimming pool. Do you know what I mean? So it's not exactly been the same. However, if he wanted to do it, I would 100% support him. I would prefer it if he didn't. Obviously, I'm sitting here in pain. I'm sitting here with one eye, 2 knee replacements. It's not a sport for the faint-hearted. And the reason being as well is that this sport, it's so tough to make it. It's so tough. Just because you're talented, just because you have the skills and you have the ability, doesn't mean you will be a successful fighter. It doesn't. It's awesome to see how close you guys are.
Yeah.
That's from DAB. Did we just make it weird?
Yeah.
Yeah. Homeschooling? No, we don't do that here. We don't homeschool. You got to get out. You got to build up your social skills. You've got to meet people. You got to deal with different types of personalities in your life. You've got to be able to. You've got to be dropped into situations that are uncomfortable. You know, homeschooling. I feel like there's some drawbacks to homeschooling. We'll just leave it at that. Mystic Lucas, would Prime Dad
Prime Mike
beat
Bisping.
the middleweight champion of the world, Dricus du Plessis?
Yeah.
Oh. Do you know that you used to always pick against
Yeah.
me?
Oh, god damn, I missed a great opportunity. No. Oh my god.
What?
To go against you and say, oh no, you wouldn't win.
When just then?
Yeah.
No, I know.
Oh my god, I'm an idiot.
That's what you were known for. That's what you were known for. Never gave me credit. What would Lucas's fighter nickname be? Would it be Lucas the Cali Surfer Bisping? No, I've told him this. We've had this discussion. And press 1 if you agree.
The count.
Press 2 if you disagree. I've told him if he wants to fight, great. But his nickname will be Lucas the Count Bisping. And Callum will be Callum the Count Bisping. And they don't want to do it. And I'm like, dude,
I want to.
Oh, you do?
I've never said no.
Oh, well, Callum says no.
Yeah, because the count, that's
Family.
Yeah, it's a legit thing. It's not just like out for the count.
Yes, everyone's coming in with a 1. Oh, there's a 2 there from Block Kid. No, he's got to carry on the family lineage. Press 3 for Surfer Bisping.
Cali Surfer Bisping.
Cali, that's a pretty good nickname.
No, it isn't.
Fighting out of California, Lucas, the Cali Surfer Bisping. Yeah, there we go, DJ Mikey B. This is a fun fight here between Sumadaji and Johnson, but I'll answer this question. Do I think that Sean Strickland will get the belt back? I believe he won the first fight personally, although it was very close. It was very close. I remember at the time thinking that Dricus won the fight. I haven't been and watched it back. And if I watched it back, maybe I'd see it differently, because sometimes that does happen. You know, you watch it one time, then you watch it again a little closer, and you see somebody else winning it. Nice takedown from Johnson there. Nice hip throw. Or to use the Japanese terminology, ogashi. You know, I'm here all day. But I think Strickland has a real ability to do it. I mean, we saw in the first fight that Strickland could take his best shots. I think the takedowns from Dricus du Plessis played a big factor in Dricus getting the decision. So Sean needs to work on his takedown defense.
Hold on. I'll be right back.
Yeah, the fridge is open. It's beeping. I think Sean needs to work on his takedown defense, because that was probably... I think Dricus in general landed the bigger shots. But Sean landed a lot of shots as well. It was a close fight. But I think the takedowns probably factored into the judges' equation. So he needs to be ready for the takedown attempts from Dricus du Plessis. Thanks, Lucas. And if he stops the takedowns, he might get the job done. Sumadaji trying to get the choke here. Johnson works back up. Whitaker or Hamzat? Do you know who these people are?
Who?
Robert Whitaker. You saw him fight in Anaheim.
I was about to say yes.
You
Because
saw
I
him?
remember the name.
He fought Paulo Costa.
Don't remember that name.
Yeah, Robert Whitaker won. Great fight as well. Whitaker versus Hamzat. It's going to be tough early for Whitaker. He's going to have to weather a storm. The California Count has a ring to it. It does have a... Oh, that does sound good. Lucas, the California
Should
Count...
name him Dracula, so I could
Bisping! Yeah, it's good. I think Whitaker's going to have to weather an early storm. Hamzat Chimaev is probably the best one-round fighter on planet Earth. I mean, he is so dangerous in round 1. But Whitaker's got so much experience. He's got so much skill to go with that. And, of course, conditioning and heart. And if Bobby Knuckles can take it out of the first round and get it to round 3, remember, this is a 5-round fight. Connor, is it 3 or 5? It's a 5-round co-main event. I believe that's a major advantage for Robert Whitaker as the fight progresses. We've seen that Hamzat tired. He starts to fade, you know. Stephen Farrell. Thank you, Stephen. Massive fan since early 2000s from Scotland. In your prime, who at 2 or 5? Right, between you and DC, who wins? Right, I tell you now, fucking DC, man. He's a great fighter. He doesn't get the respect he deserves. And I tell you what, I couldn't stop the takedown. Yeah, no, DC. I mean, I was good at 205. I went 15-0, but I can't disrespect DC. He doesn't get the respect he deserves. He was a double champ. You know, people forget. And it's weird because you see sometimes people like talk a little bit of shit at DC and talk a bit of shit to me as well. You know, and it's like, do these people forget? DC was the baddest man on the planet. He was the heavyweight champ. He was the Strikeforce heavyweight champ. DC is an absolute monster. He's also a funny bastard as well. Anyway, let's have a look. Who have we got next? We've got 2 more fights. Are you going to stay for the next 2 fights? Come on.
Sure.
And then it's done.
Yeah.
All right. And
you didn't have to convince me.
And I'll throw you a couple of bucks.
Oh, no, I'm definitely.
Yeah. So if you got a super chat for Lucas, throw it in. Bisping, I lost all my money to scams at cryptocurrency. I don't know anything about that. I did see the talkings about it all. But if you lost some money, mate, I do feel for you. Mikey B, which kid will be a millionaire first? Lucas, will you be a millionaire?
Yeah.
How will you be a millionaire?
By being better, I don't know.
You always said you're going to live in...
I'm going to live in the countryside of Germany when I'm older.
He's going to live in Germany when he's older. Why do you want to live in Germany?
Nice looking countryside.
Yeah.
And I like Germany.
You've never been.
I like Germany now.
Yeah, but do you like the...
I like the language.
You like the German women?
I don't know.
Blonde hair, blue eyes. He already has your last name. Let him have a name that represents more of who he is. His own identity to be proud of. Well, Asuncions, it's a fair point. But the Count is a family name. What would you rather have, your own nickname?
Depends how good the nickname is. If it's some like crappy nickname, I'd rather have the Count.
Lucas the Legend Bisping.
I'd prefer the Count.
Lucas the Pitbull Bisping.
Rather the Count. That's just crappy Pitbull. It's a dog.
Yeah, I know. And it's very, very cliched. I'd like to hear Lucas do his best English accent to compare it to the more organic Cali Surfers one. Well, dude, I like do a Cali accent, right, bro? If you like do like your totally English accent, dude. Bro.
I didn't understand a word you just said.
I said I'll do like a surfer accent, dude. If you do like a California, like a British accent, bro. Just do it, like talk like this.
Honey, I talk like this.
Hey, that's a wee bit Scottish, so it has.
I don't know.
Right, so Adam Rogers, I see you asking this a few times, so I'll address it. Has San Francisco affected your son's politics and made him less based? I don't think so. You know, I mean, he did spend a lot of time in San Francisco, so I know what you're referring to, of course. But I don't think so. I mean, you believe it or not, there's a very, very anti-woke stance in this house, you know. Love one and all, live your life, but leave us the hell out of it. He's very progressive, though. I will say that. He's very progressive, very open-minded. But I don't think so. To answer the question. Connor Cartwright, here we are again. How we going on my old pal? Dylan Dennis, my bitch. Victor says we should bring Ellie to more lives.
I don't even know where she is.
She's with Nick, her boyfriend, Victor. You know what I mean? I think they're being a little bit cheeky. Old Bisping and young Bisping. I know, look at that. Come on, bro. Do this.
The new and improved version, the old and rusty.
I am a bit old and rusty these days. Right, next fight, we've got Rob Font versus Kyler Phillips. I know you don't know these guys, but who wins? Kyler Phillips or Rob
What
Font?
do they look like?
Well, that's Kyler Phillips right there. Kyler's really good, actually. Rob Font is very, very good with the boxing. Do you want to see their records? Yeah, we'll share it on the screen here for these
The records.
peeps. Boom. Right, if we look here, I'll just make. Oh crap! What have I done? Here we go. Rob Font. We'll just make it a little smaller. Rob Font. We're gonna go all the way over here now. Here we go. Now we go all the way over there. He is. Oh wow! I didn't realize he'd lost so many recently. So he lost to Davison Figueiredo. He lost to Corey Sandhagen, beat Adrian Yanez. And that was a great fight, by the way. And Rob Font's a great fight, but then he lost to Marlon Vera and Jose Aldo. Now, it's easy to paint the impression that he's not great based upon losing 4 out of 5.
It's all by decision, though, so it could have been close.
Hold on, what's John saying? Close mute, then reopen. Mute your streams. My stream is muted, I think. Well, it is now. What was I saying? Yeah, but if you look at the people that he's losing to, I mean, Davison Figueiredo, former champion. Corey Sandhagen, former champion. Adrian Yanez, unbelievable fighter. Really good. Marlon Vera, we know he fought for the belt and one of the best in the division. And Jose Aldo, well, I mean, the man's an absolute goddamn legend, you know, and one of the best featherweights the sport's ever seen. And then we've got Kyler Phillips. Let's have a look at Kyler Phillips. 12-2. Pedro Munoz, good win. Ronnie Barcelos. Marcelo Rojo, 3 good wins. So based upon those, Lucas, what is your prediction?
I need to see how he won. I'm looking.
Well, I just told you. You saw it there. Decision, triangle armbar.
I think, who's that again on there?
It's Kyler Phillips, and there he is on the screen. He's got long hair. Does that?
I want to see his full body. Like, I want to see how muscular
You want to see the muscles?
No, because, like, I feel like...
Yeah, but you can't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah. I feel like... Kyler
Phillips. Do you know what? Well, I'm going to go against you and say Rob Font. Rob Font's got really, really nice boxing, uses the jab tremendously well. There we see some of his highlights, Rob Font there. You know, as I say, because he's lost, I think it's 4 out of his last 5. People, and certainly in mixed martial arts, right? When you're doing well, everyone's, oh, this guy's amazing. They're all riding you and thinking that you're amazing. But then you lose a few fights, and fans often can turn around and just forget about you and start talking a little bit of shit and, like, you know, just like jumping off the bandwagon. But as I say, he's lost to Jose Aldo. I know you don't know who that is, but he's one of the best fighters the sport's ever seen. He lost to Marlon Vera, who again is one of the top guys, and he lost to Davison Figueiredo, who was a champion. So he's only and Corey Sandhagen, who might be a champion in the future. You know, so yeah. Terry Bailey, he's with his son, guys. No Diddy questions. Do you know about the Diddy?
I know about the Diddy situation.
Oh my God! Thank you.
Of course, I know about the Diddy situation.
What do you know about the Diddy situation?
I know about the Diddy situation.
Tough 14. Mike versus the towel holder. DC refed by Dixie Rect. I don't quite get that one. Yeah, but what do you know about Diddy?
I know about.
Whoa! Easy Tiger,
yeah,
easy Tiger. Don't. What were you trying to do?
I was trying to answer that, but it brought me out to another website.
Should Lucas call himself the Count? Well, 63% say yes. We'll end that one. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. Rob Font wasting no time getting to the octagon. Mike, have you seen the video going around of DC eating and smacking his lips during Dana White Contender Series? DC loves to eat when he's commentating. He does. And can I just say something, Lucas? I leave tomorrow to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah?
So I'm really glad that you're sitting here and doing this with me.
Right.
Don't mean to make it weird, but it's nice to share a bit of time with you and have, you know, I'm going to go out for dinner tonight, but this is nice. This is fun for me. And I'll watch this back when I'm in Abu Dhabi. I'll have a little tear in my eye while you guys are sitting here living the life of Riley, playing on your games. Mum will be driving you all around and just living life, and I'll be in Abu Dhabi slaving, working like a dog.
You will be slaving.
You know, jeez. No, but I'm enjoying this, Lucas, so thank you very much. Victor Martins, I missed your super chat. I don't think I did. Yeah, well, we're not doing that one, buddy. Bisping, you did get diddled by Dildo. You've been to France by Diddy. Yeah. Shout out, my name is Mike Oxlong. What do you think of that, Lucas? Childish?
Yeah.
On a level of 1 to 10, how childish?
Can I read it again? Where is it?
Where is it? There.
Quite childless. Quite childish.
Ish. Can you say childish?
Childish.
Thank you very much.
I think I know the name. Lucas the Better Bisping.
Where's
I
that?
think that should be the name.
Ooh, that's not bad.
But the count is better. But
Lucas
I'm just saying
the Better Bisping! All right, I got something doing that. That hurts my neck. No, I respect Bisping. That's a good dad right there. Well, thank you, Pineapple Films. All right, so what do you lot think? 1 for Kelvin Cater, 2 for Kyler Phillips. Kyler Phillips is really good, so I'm gonna say Rob Font, but let me know in the chat where you think. DC sucks, Bisping, Rogan, and Anik all day. You guys are hard to please, man. You always say 2 count. Oh, that's a good one.
2 count Bisping.
2 count.
Doesn't make sense considering, like... Nah.
1 for Rob Font, 2 for Phillips. So far, Rob Font getting most of the picks. It's like watching Bisping and his younger self. Have you ever seen The Ultimate Fighter when I was on it? So?
No.
Would you want to watch it?
Sure.
It is kind of funny. It's great. Nate Diaz. Oh, God. Nate Diaz would kill Brendan Schaub. So you guys must have seen this. I don't know. Nate Diaz came out and tweeted a bit of abuse at Brendan Schaub. Do you know who Nate Diaz is?
Kind of heard
You
him.
heard of him, yeah. And that just shows, by the way, everybody, the level of star that Nate Diaz is, because Lucas isn't a big-time MMA fan. Nate Diaz hasn't been in the UFC for quite some time now. And you know who Nate Diaz is, yeah?
Yeah.
Nate Diaz fought 155, 170 pounds. Brendan Schaub was a heavyweight, and a big heavyweight, and he fought in the UFC as well. Nate Diaz came out and talked a bit of shit, criticised him. So Brendan Schaub came out and challenged him to a grappling match and basically just said, I'll smoke you, and I would, this and that, yeah. What do you guys think of that? We'll do it again. 1 for Nate Diaz, 2 for Brendan Schaub. If they were to actually get into a street fight, Terry Bailey says that Nate would murder him. Listen, don't let your feelings on Brendan Schaub as a podcaster or anything like that. We're not talking about that, who you prefer. 1 for Diaz, 2 for Brendan Schaub, in a street fight, no one around, no police. Who do you think's walking away from that the winner? 1, Diaz, 2, Schaub. To be fair, the only thing Schaub is worse at is comedy. Y'all are tripping, typing 2. So most people saying Nate Diaz. Most people saying Nate Diaz. Diaz chokes him out easy. There's an occasional 2. Diaz for sure. I think Diaz is, without a shadow of a doubt, a tougher guy. I think Diaz is a better fighter. I think Diaz has got more mentality and a tougher guy without a shadow of a doubt. But Brendan Schaub's quite the bit bigger. Like, significant. Right, the fight's underway. Anyway, so you guys have got Nate Diaz beating Brendan Schaub. Interesting. Right, Lucas, do you want to give some commentary on this fight?
I'll give some commentary. Look, I don't even know what he's doing.
Yeah, well, he's inside control and he's got a hold of the guillotine, which he shouldn't do. Kyler Phillips escapes now. He's got him inside control. It's not a good start for Rob Font. As I said, Font is a good boxer. So he wants to be on the feet. He wants to be using that jab that he's known for. This right now is a really good start for Kyler Phillips. Round 1, not even a minute into it. Steps over. Oh, he almost mounted him. Wow. Potential head and arm choke there. Do you know what a head and arm is?
Yeah.
Arm triangle. All right, this is good for Rob Font. He's defended, and now he gets back. What's that?
Because it's always done to me at practice.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
You get caught in it a lot?
Yeah, but I'm never tapped back.
Do you know how to defend it?
Kind of.
Do you know what answering the phone is?
Oh, yeah. You
Answer
do.
the phone,
Yeah.
bro. Answer the phone. What do I always say to you when I pick you up from training?
Like, how'd I do?
I said, did you roll?
Yeah,
And I said, did you get tapped out?
Yeah.
And what do I say when you say yes?
I don't know.
I say, that's
can't
good
remember.
for you. I say, I'm glad, right? I say, I'm glad. Because that's good. You've got to get tapped out in training. You've got to get pushed. Anyway, agreed. I still bet on you to beat Rockhold. The Hart and the Anderson Silva fight. Rob Font takes his fight. Street fight sharp. He's a fighter. Huge. He's a huge guy. You're right, 50 caliber. I think people forget that. I'm not saying Diaz, like ticked the box to almost everything, but Sharp's like twice his size, and he fought in the UFC. It's not like he's twice his size, so therefore he's just bigger. I tell you what, Kyler Phillips, the grappling here just looks incredible. A little elbow as well, and then another elbow. Kyler Phillips is looking really impressive here. Rob Font has had no answer for him this round at all. Let me know in the chat where you're from.
Oh, wait, who are you talking?
Everyone in the comment section, let me know where you're from. Seems as though Font has not learned anything from the Sandhagen fight. Yeah, well, I wouldn't go that far, but it seems like Kyler Phillips so far is having a field day. He's got him down. He's kind of transitioning to position. He's kind of all over him here in the grappling side of things. Shouts out Denmark, Australia, mate. Norwalk, California, just down the road, UK.
There's a long way to go.
Ireland, I'm outside your house. Santa Ana, Pomona, SoCal in the place. Warlingham, Surrey, Nevada, North Carolina. Uruguay, New Zealand, Manchester, shout out PB.
Some said Blackburn a bit ago.
Nate isn't that small though. He's a good 200. Yeah, no, he's not that small. I'm not saying he's a small guy. And I'm not saying that he isn't a better fighter. And I'm not saying that he hasn't got that dog in him. I'm just saying that, like, Brendan Sharp's the type of person with the amount of bullshit and hate that he gets online. You forget that he's probably about 280 pounds. You know what I mean? He's got all this, like internal stuff going on because people just talk shit all the time. And I tell you, be careful. Brendan Sharp's going to have a breakdown one day and just, like, spaz out on someone because he does get a lot of abuse. And it's a bit much, to be honest. But whatever. He's not a bad guy. Nice spinning hook kick from Kyler. Let's move this out of the way. I can't see properly. Hopefully we get a UFC event in Chicago soon. Yeah, no, I know it has been a while. There's a good shot. That's a good uppercut from Rob Font. And now a takedown from Rob Font as well. Have I been to Cumbria? I'm from Clitheroe, mate. Don Johnson. Clitheroe's just down the street. I need a pee again.
All right.
Take over the commentary. Answer questions.
Take over the commentary.
I'm going to be right back, guys. Be nice. I'm peeing. Say something.
Hello, people. All right. Does he still DJ? I think when we visit England, he might do a little DJ thing. Oh, something just happened. Oh, missed a head kick. What's my go-to takedown? Probably underhook and single. And then if that fails, like, throw him over and then get back. Favorite video game? Right now, Helldivers 2. Do people at your school care who my dad is? Quite a few people. There's quite a few people. Why do I hate Baldur's Gate 3? Saw that question earlier. I don't hate it. It's just not my type of game. Why no English accent? It's almost like I've lived here for like 20 years. Height and weight? I'm about 6 foot 175 weight class. Dark Souls, I play Elden Ring. That's a good one.
Keep going.
Do I like anime? No, I don't really watch any anime.
You don't watch anime?
No. Callum does, I think. At least he used to.
Just texting out to see if he's coming to sushi with us.
Do I like tea?
Hey guys,
It's not bad.
I'm back. How many sugars? Do you think Hamzat could ragdoll Alex Pereira like he did Kevin Holland? See, that's a good question. I mean, Hamzat's been able to ragdoll everybody. I would find it. Can we go to Thai instead? Yes. You want Thai instead of sushi? Yes.
We went to sushi recently.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yesterday, right? No.
Hamzat's been able to do that to everyone in the first round. Of course, he's smaller than Alex Pereira. I know what you're laughing at.
Right.
JG11227 says, "Do you really like your dad?"
Yeah.
You prick.
That isn't answering the question. I'm just saying, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So I'll answer the question. Do you like your dad?
Hate him.
Yeah, of course. I think Hamzat would have some success in the first round, but could he keep it going? I don't know. I'm not sitting here saying that he'd beat Alex Pereira, but I think he could have some success in the takedown department. Probably, yeah. Rob Font's kind of coming on strong now in this second round, keeping the fight on the feet, mixing in some more takedowns of his own. Offense is the best form. Offense is the best form of defense. Kyler throwing some spinny stuff. Rob Font using that jab now, using the striking, now finally going to work. Rob Font, when he gets in his groove, he's a lot of fun to watch. Kyler Phillips looking like he's starting to gas a little bit, looking like he's getting a bit tired. Side-to-side movement. Rob Font, nice attack, wasn't in control of his feet, falls into the clinch. Ellie says, no, she's not coming. What time? We bought movie tickets for 7:30 and we just ate. Tell me you don't like your dad without telling me you don't like your dad.
What am I doing with my bare hands? Oh, I'm just with my hands. Why did I read bare hands? Oh, I'm just messing with the drawstring on my pants.
If I came back to the UFC, do I think I could revenge my loss against George St. Pierre? I do, but, you know, I've got nothing but respect for George. George is awesome. I say it all the time. He's one of the best human beings. That's because I mean that. Rob Font is looking absolutely bloody phenomenal right here. Matt Carney. What's up, Matt? Right, Lucas, this is a question for you from Matt Carney. And give a proper answer. Don't try and be funny.
All right.
How would you describe the light side of your father, the dark side of your mother, the dark side of your father, and the light side of your mother?
All right, well, you guys know the light side of Dad.
No, they don't know the light side.
Isn't the light side just like the good side?
Yeah.
Yeah, they know the good side. They've seen it.
No, they've only seen me in the octagon covered in blood and screaming. Tell them what a loving parent I am. Tell them how full of wisdom I am. Tell them I'm always there for a shoulder to cry on.
Well, that's a good explanation of the light side.
Yes.
The dark side is, I don't know, it's just like when I do something bad, it like shouts at me or something. What if I do something like really bad?
I don't shout at you.
Yeah, if I do something real pretty bad.
Yeah, no, I talk to you.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I talk to you. Anyway.
Dark side of my mother is probably...
No, she doesn't have a dark side.
No.
No, she doesn't.
When I eat all the Takis.
Yeah. When Lucas eats all the chips, Takis, they're Rebecca's favourite. Yeah, so Rob Font, from what I've seen in round 2, has definitely turned this fight around. He's really, and he needed this as well. It would have been pretty bad for Rob if he got finished in the first round, because Kyler Phillips had a lot of big moments. As we saw before, Rob's lost like 4 out of his last 5. So he needs this win, or at least doesn't need to get finished in the first round of Kyler. But Kyler, I mean, look at that boxing. Again, though, he wasn't quite in control of his feet, falls into the clinch. That's allowing Kyler Phillips kind of off the hook. That's allowing him to get a clinch and kind of survive. Spinning attack from Kyler, doesn't land. Clinch from Kyler there. Rob's doing a really good job, though, of disengaging from the clinch every time now. Nice jab. Nice jab by Rob Font. You know, the jab's the most important weapon in striking. It is. It's the key to the door. All right, let's have a look at some questions. Who would win in a street fight between Bisping or Nate Diaz? Well, I'll just say it like this. Undefeated on the streets, guys. Undefeated on the streets. Takedown for Kyler Phillips. End of the round. Great fight. Competitive fight, this one. Just ended my shift as a bouncer and joined the chat. Say hello to R. Hello.
Hello, who's it?
R.
R. Hello, R.
Lucas slapped my
Hey,
pet
R.
octopus.
Slapped your pet octopus.
Mike, everyone who's taken down Potan, the guy just gets up, even in bad situations. Unexplainable. No, it's not unexplainable. He's just got very good hips. He's got a will to win, you know, and obviously he's willing to take chances and take risks. Like, remember Chuck Liddell? Chuck Liddell back in the day, he was the type of guy that could do that. Could you just move over a little bit? That
Sorry,
way?
yeah, I moved.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good, buddy. You're good. Chuck Liddell back in the day just had this crazy ability to just get up from any position. So, like for me, when I'm standing up, when I'm doing MMA, if I'm taken down, I've got a set routine that I would use. Chuck Liddell just had an ability to just stand, you know, and I think that's what you're talking about with Potan there. He's kind of similar. Who wins in a power slap between Rebecca and Ellie?
Ellie, probably.
The restraint on champ Lucas. Geezer tried to rob Mama's purse. I would have engaged in a headbutt. You know when somebody tried to rob Mum's purse?
When was this?
In Paris.
I didn't know. I wasn't in Paris. I didn't know this. Who was in Paris?
No, me and Mum.
Not us.
Oh.
Who was in Paris?
Oh, yeah, don't.
I know I'm not. That's why I only said that part.
Bisping grabbed a random French man and his handbag for no reason. Evil man. Yeah, okay, buddy. Okay. Do I think a prime Callum would out-wrestle a retired Ben Askren? A retired Ben Askren? Maybe. Yeah. I don't want to be disrespectful to Ben Askren, an incredible wrestler. Callum would be best to answer that question. So who's winning this fight, in your opinion? I think it's 1-1 going into round 3. Do you guys kind of agree with that? And it seems like Rob Font's now slowly starting to take over the fight. Good job. Gets through with a good combination. Again, though, see what I mean, Lucas? He lands shots and then he falls into his opponent. You're going to be in better control of your feet. That's what Max Holloway did against Justin Gaethje. He was in control of his feet. My neck is killing. Nice little jab, calf kick from Kyler Phillips, but he's kind of on the back foot a lot here. Rob Font goes forward again, though, straight in to the clinch. Finish the fight, Font. Tim Kerr needs to go to the toilet. Terry Bailey, thank you, Terry, says he doesn't think that Ben Askren gets enough credit. His striking sucks, but his wrestling and pace was unmatched. Yeah, I mean, certainly in his Bellator days, he was unbelievable. Edward says you're a nice lad.
Thank you.
Potan has a legend of a wrestling coach in Glover Teixeira. Very true.
14, not 13, Adam.
Yeah, don't say he's 14. That's a big deal for a kid.
I'm 14, not 13.
Yeah. Phillips always fights hard. He does. This is the final round as well. It's not a 5-rounder, so I think Kyle Phillips needs to stand his ground a little bit more because he's getting backed up a lot. Nice calf kick, though. Almost dropped Rob Font. Yeah, but Kyle's got to stand his ground more. Yeah, he's moving around a lot of side-to-side motion, lateral movement. And, of course, if he stands his ground, he might get caught with a shot. But that's what you got to do. You're in round 3. You got 2 minutes left in the fight. It looks like so far Rob Font's probably going to trend towards a decision. Kyle Phillips got to stand and fight. Great fight, though. Some good stuff. Nice jab again for Rob Font. That's his signature. Do I think Francis beats Tom? I don't. I think Tom has the power to match all these heavyweights. We saw what he did to Sergey Pavlovich. I think Tom Aspinall is the best heavyweight on the planet. I've said that many times. I'll say it a few more. Who do you think's the best heavyweight on the planet?
I don't know.
Say Jon Jones.
Jon Jones.
Say Tom Aspinall.
Tom Aspinall.
He'll say whatever I want. Tom's too fast. Yeah. That's the problem. Tom's so fast for his build, for the size of him. Mike, I lived near Clitheroe when I did my apprenticeship. Best place on earth. Glad you liked it. What was your favourite pub? I said this earlier. These days, I like the Waddy Arms, Waddington Arms. I like the Aspinall Arms. Yeah, probably them two. I don't go to the pubs in the town centre. How far will Paddy Pimblett go? He's gone pretty far. I mean, he just beat Bobby Green. His next fight will be a very, very telling fight. If he fights Renato Moicano and he gets through Renato Moicano, my God. You know, but that's not an easy fight. Moicano was incredible against Benoit Saint-Denis. Lucas, can you give him No Man Alive?
No Man Alive. I can't do it. I can't do the No Man Alive.
Just do it.
No Man Alive.
There you go. That wasn't bad.
I can't do it, though. You got a good No Man Alive.
Say, proper fighting man.
Proper fighting man.
Fighting man, me. Aye.
Fighting man. I don't even know.
Yeah, no, you can do it. You got it. You got it, buddy. I'm proud of you. You like Tom Aspinall's bit. You like Tom Aspinall's arms. Bit odd, Mike. I don't know what you mean by that, but I'll just ignore it. So that's the end of the fight. We have the main event up next. Rob Font. From what I saw there, seems like it's going to be 29-28 to Rob Font. Bernardo was in Laguna Beach recently. Said it's a lovely place. How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
You don't like going to the beach, do you?
I'm not a huge beach goer.
Even though you sound like a surfer.
I'm not a huge fan of the beach.
No. What kind of questions do you want for the podcast? Anything about life. Like the questions on the podcast a lot of the time are like, you know, oh, thank you, C-Boy. Tales from the Octagon was funny as F. I appreciate that. Reese Garner says he'll give me 10 quid if I press Alt and F4 again. Do you know what Alt and F4 does?
It gives you money.
It shuts down the bloody stream.
Yeah, you didn't know.
No, I got talked
Yeah,
into doing
it. Yeah, it just shuts off whatever it's running.
I was live on a stream, and they're like, press Alt F4. I'm like, all right, I'll just do that.
How did you not know?
Well, I didn't bloody know.
It's great.
Yeah.
Tricking people.
Yeah. Do you play tricks on your friends at school?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I don't know. Just whatever.
Yeah, Tales from the Octagon should have been filmed. Someone saying they would have loved to have seen it. But it's one of those things, isn't it? Because, you know, there were some controversial bits in it. You know, and you know how this world is. We're trying to cancel people. You know, it's insane. It's insane. It's ridiculous. So it's like, you know, I didn't want to film it in case every man and the dog gets up in arms. Everybody wants to be offended these days. Everyone's a bloody social justice warrior, you know. So it's. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. And plus, it makes it more exclusive. How long will Anthony be a co-host for after he missed another pod this week? To be honest, he's not disrespecting the show because he told us in advance he was on a cruise with his family. Anthony went off for a cruise to before he starts camp. I mean, he's been training anyway. Went off for a cruise, and now I think he's got like 6 or 7 weeks of like hardcore training. So, you know, he told me all about it. The man's allowed to go off with his family. Doesn't mean he's disrespecting the podcast. I don't just grounding myself in the beach sand. What? We like a bit of grounding, don't we, Lucas?
Ellie does.
Ellie does. She's a grounder. You got to ground people, apparently. Do you know what grounding is?
I know what grounding is. It's kind of stupid. It's like...
Why is it stupid?
You ain't gonna get... The only good thing you're gonna get from walking with barefoot is good for your feet. Like, it ain't gonna help the rest of your body of absorbing minerals in the ground. If you want to do that, you'd have to be there for an hour for just like a day.
No, but what they say is though, because there's an electrical current running through the human body, and then when we connect to the earth without a shoe, then that grounds us, and then it helps reduce inflammation. And apparently there's a lot of scientific studies behind it, Lucas. So apparently it's good, because think about it, when we were evolving...
But the electrical current's in your brain.
It's all through your body, in your heart, in your brain, everywhere. Matt Carney says that you zone out when I talk. What subjects do you attempt to teach your father only to see him grow bored? Matt Carney, you're very good at structuring a question, I must say. You do some good ones. What things do you talk to me about that I don't listen to?
Oh, depends what it's about. I mean, if you're... I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Joe K says that the grounding is hippie nonsense. It might be. I've never done my own investigations into it. But what I will say is that
How to zap yourself then?
Apparently there's a lot of science to back it up. And if it's true, then it wouldn't be a bad thing, is it? And it's not really a big ask to take your shoes off and just walk in the bare feet. And I kind of get it, because when we were, as human beings, we didn't have shoes. What are you laughing at? What did you see?
Lucas, Lucas, the earth is flat, brother, don't be woke.
Ah! Do you think the earth is flat?
No.
Lucas goes to aviation school.
Aviation class. It's
Aviation class, yeah.
It's an elective I have.
Yeah. I mean, how good is that? When I grew up at school, I wasn't bloody going to aviation class. They went to LAX on a field trip the other day. You enjoyed it, didn't you?
Hmm?
Yeah, all right, good talk.
It was just like we went in planes and stuff.
Mm.
It's like...
Yeah, DAB says it's definitely beneficial to walk barefoot. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and it doesn't take a lot, does it? Especially here, we're lucky in California. The weather's nice. So if I go sit in the garden, I'll take my shoes off, and I don't know, maybe it grounds me, maybe you get some benefit, or maybe you don't. But it's certainly not costing me anything. But this guy seems to think that the electrical inflammation part is just wrong.
Yeah, I believe that. Because, like, actually walking with shoes often, like your toes, it'll just, like, kind of point them in a shape that isn't, like, actually good for them.
Yeah.
But when you're in no shoes, it, like, spreads them out.
Yeah, no. Someone says here, Jake, lifting weights barefoot is way better than with shoes. No, 100%, Jake. Or you should wear flat shoes. You know, you see like a pair of Converse or something like that. But yeah, lifting weights barefoot is ideal. But, you know, if you go to a public gym, people don't want you walking around in barefoot. What are you looking at?
On here, hold on, I might have to scroll up. Aviation class isn't woke, it's about planes and stuff.
Where's that?
I just see it on there, right there. Lucas woke, so it's just about planes and stuff, and like, we're learning about the Wright brothers right now. It's just like, we got flight sims, drones and all that.
I know, people say everything's woke. You know what I mean? There's nothing woke about learning about how planes work. You know what I'm saying? Pilot is a great job working for the cartel. What's your favourite show, Lucas?
Breaking Bad.
This guy is obsessed.
It's a great show.
Oh no, he used to just watch it all the time, even though he's seen it.
Yeah, I still watch it now.
Yeah.
If like I'm eating something, put on Breaking Bad. It's great.
It is a good show. It is a good show. Lucas, run away from Bisping and go to Bryce Mitchell's house, brother. Eat non-woke cows.
Can't be eating those woke cows.
Cannot be eating those. Can I do a handstand? Can you do a handstand?
For about a second.
Yeah. Lifting barefoot is dumb. Most of you don't understand. Most of y'all don't squat, so barefoot or lifting shoes won't help you. Well, I squat. I squatted yesterday, in fact. Favorite horror movie of all time? That's pretty easy for me. The Shining. Lucas, what do you think about Better Call Saul?
Oh, it's good as well. I like it.
Yeah. Mike, we never learned about planes. We didn't, Connor. Nobody taught me about planes growing up. Lucas, do you think Amelia Earhart crashed because she was a woman?
I don't know. I've heard of her. I don't know.
Yeah.
Was she a pilot?
Is Red Sonja real? It is, Red. It is. We've been waiting a long time for it to come out, but it should be getting released soon. I did see the second Shining movie, Scotty. What was it called? Doctor Strange? I didn't really like it. It was a bit disappointing. compared to the original, it didn't have the same suspense, far from it. It's not only about squatting barefoot, there are hundreds of exercises other than squats, buddy. Yeah, well, you said you don't squat. Or if it wasn't you, it was someone else. Someone said that. Is Red Sonja based on a true story? I don't think so. I don't think fantasy films are usually based on real life facts.
No, not really.
Batman and so on and so forth. All right, backflip time. That is correct, Block Kid. So what do you think of this guy? Do you think he looks tough, Michel Pereira?
Yeah.
He's a bit of a nutter. What he does is like if someone's on the back and he's trying to pass their guard, he'll do a standing backflip to get past the legs. It's crazy.
It works.
Yeah, no, I know. He's a monster of a guy. He really is. He's very explosive, very powerful. But because of that, he's sometimes kind of gassed himself out, because he's doing crazy stuff. And the guy that he's fighting, Anthony Hernandez, you'll see him in a second. He's not as ripped. He's not as muscly. He's not as powerful. He's not as strong. He's got endurance, but he's got heart for days. And he's got really, really good jiu-jitsu as well. Yeah, 50 caliber. Rob Font won. Decision 29-28. I think. It's a comic book. You're right, Wildlife on top. Squatting barefoot is woke. Everything's woke. My favourite movie is Storm of the Century. Never seen it, Scotty.
Batman's the best superhero.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Superman's also good, but...
Have you seen the original Supermans?
Nah.
Oh, dude, we gotta watch them. They're really
I haven't
good.
actually seen any Supermans. The only one I saw was ages ago. We had the actual DVD of Batman vs. Superman, I think.
Did you like it?
I can't remember much. I remember Superman being in a coffin, or I'm thinking of another one. Something like that.
Yeah. Yes, big up, Mike. M19, Burnage, Manchester. What's going on, Dominic? Hope you're well, mate. Have you seen the Christopher Reeves documentary in theatres? I haven't. I'd like to see it, though.
Batman is not a superhero, but he's the best hero then.
Yeah, Batman's not a superhero. I mean, he is a superhero.
He doesn't have the superpowers. No, but hold on. Is Iron Man and
he's not supernatural.
No.
He doesn't have supernatural powers.
But then do, like, Black Panther and all those others, do they count as superheroes?
Well, I guess Iron Man isn't supernatural either. That's all science-based, right? I'm no comic book nerd. I don't know too much about it, and I know a lot of people like to debate this stuff. But Batman, I wouldn't say he's a superhero, but he's not supernatural. Iron Man is a superhero, but he's not supernatural. He doesn't have I don't know, Superman can fly. Who's some other superhero? Spider-Man can shoot webs and shit. You know what I mean? So this is the other guy, Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. What do you think of the nickname?
I like it.
Should we call you Fluffy?
Nah.
Lucas Fluffy.
If he has a bit of belly, then Fluffy. If he doesn't, it's a useless
I think
name.
that's why that was his nickname, because he was a bit heavier, but he's definitely leaned out these days. Everyone's saying we're woke.
The wokest.
We're so woke. We're so woke. Who you got here, Mike? Yeah, so I said earlier, I've got Anthony Hernandez. I don't think it's going to be easy. Michel Pereira there stalking and pacing up and down the octagon, looking like an absolute bloody psycho. But look at Hernandez, he's locked in as well. I think, listen, there's a really good chance that Pereira gets the job done in the first round. He's extremely powerful. He's very explosive. He's nasty as well. But I think Anthony Hernandez just has... He's got a real toughness to him. He's got an incredible will, excellent gas tank. He's got good jiu-jitsu. I think on the feet, I think Pereira hits harder. I think he's more powerful. I think he's stronger. But there's more tangibles to consider. Technically, Hernandez is a good boxer, but he's not like incredible. He's probably got better jiu-jitsu. But the big thing going for Hernandez is the pace and the heart. Anthony Hernandez does not give up on himself. So for that reason, I'm going with Hernandez. But as I say, I wouldn't be surprised if Pereira gets it done in round 1 because he's on an absolute roll. Bisping, who have I got this week winning Power Slap, Dumpling or the Hawaiian? Well, I'm commentating, so I can't say. Should be fun, though. If anyone can withstand the Pereira flurry at the start, it's Fluffy. You're right. What's John saying? Jon Jones. What an amazing job, Francis. Here's Jon Jones on Twitter, and thank you, John Brannigan, my editor. He says, what an amazing job Francis Ngannou did tonight. Displayed a complete MMA game. Great kicks, great takedowns. It feels good to see him shine. Wow. Congrats, champ. I see you. Well, that's very big of Jon Jones. What do you think of that, guys? And thanks, John. Do more of that if you can. Send through other topics whilst we're living. Francis Ngannou getting praised by Jon Jones. What do you think that means? Do you think it's just him being nice? He says, I see you. Or do you think it's him kind of taking a stance to say, hey, look, listen, I'm acknowledging him, so therefore I ain't scared of him. I think it's just him being... I think it's him just... Oh, someone here says he's doing it to annoy Tom. Oh, my God. That's pretty funny, actually. That's funny, Daddy Hands. Jon Jones is ducking. I don't think... Oh, Pereira just pushed him. Who do you think wins? Looking at this.
Ooh,
Come on.
the guy in yellow.
The guy in yellow, and that would be Pereira.
Pereira.
Yeah, someone obviously said that Jon Jones loses to Francis Ngannou, and then John says, yeah, sure, everybody beats me until they're in there with me. All right, this is the final fight, the main event, and this has been a long stream. We've been going for 3.5 hours. Thank you for those people that were here earlier that are maybe still here. Find that hard to believe because no one wants to spend, no man alive should spend 3.5 hours with Bisping on a Saturday. Should they, Lucas?
Yeah,
Get Harry up.
The toughest Bisping on.
This is the toughest Bisping.
missing an eye as well.
He's missing an eye.
Hey.
Harry, what's this? Harry, he always gets shy. Harry.
This is the eye. Wait.
No, it's the other one.
That's the eye that's missing.
That's the eye that's missing. We do have that in common. Pereira, Jesus Christ. He's putting it on Anthony Hernandez here. Fluffy Hernandez, yeah. Uppercut. Right hand. Uppercut again. 2 uppercuts to the body. Fluffy's hurt. This is what I'm talking about. First round is really dangerous from Michel Pereira. But look, Hernandez recovers. Another attack from Pereira. Hernandez walking him down, backing him up against it. There it is, trying to shoot. But Pereira saw it coming a mile away. The attempt to disguise it wasn't the best. He threw a jab and then went for the level change. Pereira saw it coming a mile away, got the underhooks really nice and easy. That kind of sets the stall out, though, for Hernandez. Now Pereira knows what he's trying to do. He wants to take him down. I'll tell you what, Pereira looked fast and powerful a second ago. But now it's Hernandez landing a few good shots. Hasn't got the same pop as Pereira, but he can sustain it over 5 rounds. That'll be the difference here.
That dog is woke.
The dog is woke. It identifies as a cat.
It's a bat.
Harry, who's a good boy. You're a good boy, Harry. Oh, Hernandez with the spinning hook kick. You know, Pereira, as I said, I think he's on like an 8-fight win streak. It might be 7 or 8. Main event, big spotlight on him. Tough opponent in Hernandez. Because Pereira's another guy. Hey, boy. He was a good boy. It's okay. Do you want to put him down? I think it's freaking him out. Although he doesn't know he's live.
He doesn't know he's live. Hold on. He has a little twig stuck in him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is a big opportunity for both these men. You know, when your main event, there's more spotlight on you. There's more media attention. Obviously, you extend your win streak. And both of these guys, I'm not sure what they're ranked or if they're even ranked. But they've got to be somewhere, I don't know, in the top 15, I would say. I'd be surprised if they weren't. I'm not into the tape on Hernandez's ears. Yeah, he wears those bloody stupid things though, doesn't he? I'm not into those. What is it? What do you call them? They're like the big, massive circles in the ears, the discs.
All those stupid things.
What do you
like
call
the
them?
Huge little...
Hey, listen, you know, horses for courses. Everyone's unique. We all like different stuff. Takedown attempt for Hernandez. Stuffed. This is a bad position. Pereira doesn't capitalize. Could have landed some good shots there, but Hernandez manages to get back to the feet. Still got just under 1,000 people, so that's good. I'm describing Tony Ferguson. Pereira is a PED user. See, that's the thing. I mean, the guy works his ass off. He trains. He's clearly genetically gifted. And they are drug tested. So I wouldn't say, Jesus Christ, these are big knees from Pereira. He's got him in a tie clinch. Hernandez escapes. Still forcing the action. 1-2 for Hernandez. Uppercut. Goes for a takedown. Doesn't get it. For Pereira, can he maintain this kind of pace? Probably not. There's a nice 1-2 for Hernandez. Again, a clean, flush connection.
Jamie Smith has a good suggestion to sync it up so they're seeing the same thing.
I know, but how do you do that? You mean with the timer?
Yeah, so like how far has it been going so they could like in case they're a little bit ahead.
Yeah, but I'm live.
Yeah.
I'm live. I'm like, whatever's being shown on TV right now is what's being shown right now. It says on the clock 25, 24, 23, right? There you go. Pereira's got him down though. You almost knocked the table over. What did you do there? What did you do?
I think just put my
This
knee
is a
there
big
for
solid table with multiple computers on it.
I didn't almost knock it down. I gave it a little shake.
All right. First round done. Some scary moments for Alex Pereira. For Alexander Hernandez. But the tide was turning towards the end. He got him down. He got on top. He landed some shots. That sends a message to Michel Pereira. What is the couples, Lucas? I'll be right back. Answer a question.
All right, we're back.
30-second break for Bisping.
All right.
Come on.
Oh, I see what I mean? They're 30 seconds ahead of you. Yeah, they are. The Couples, it's a clothing brand. All right. Yeah, hold on. Luke's got turbulence shaking the table. All right, let's hold on. I saw some questions before. Somebody asked if I'm his son. Yeah. You're 50 seconds ahead. That's quite a lot. No, I'm alive. Would you go on the podcast? Probably not. Oh, wait, Lucas, get this man to play Elden Ring. Oh, he'd give up. It's too complicated for him. It's way too complicated for him. I just beat the Gods Can Duo if anybody plays. Would you wrestle? I do wrestle. Currently, 175. Lucas, when's my next fight? I don't know. Let's have a look at... Oh, the ref did a thing. Have I played and watched Last of Us? I've played both The Last of Us. Haven't watched the show. Heard.
Hold on, let's have a look. What
Apparently
happened here?
should skip episode 3.
Eye poke. Yeah, you were playing The Last of Us for a long time, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To answer Jake, it is my first time playing Elden Ring.
Rebecca's going to join the stream in a minute if anybody's interested. She's going to come down for the last 5 minutes. Let's see how this goes now. 4 minutes 30 on the clock for me. 30 now. If you guys... This show is really good. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Michael, you bricked up, are you? What do you mean by that? 1-2 for Hernandez going on the hunt. Pereira now on the back foot. See, he's so dangerous in the first round, but if you get him out of the first round, look at Hernandez, man. And I do want to point out that you guys I think it was 69% picked Pereira. Michael, do I know what the term bussing means?
Just means like if you call food bussin', it means it's good food.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just means good.
Does
Like,
it?
Yeah. Just like, oh.
Oh, this is
good.
bussing.
Yeah, that'd be like, oh yeah, this is good. And
Oh.
it's
Guillotine attempt for Pereira, and he's a strong man. He's squeezing on the neck of Hernandez. It's underneath the chin as well. So he's fighting the hands, Lucas. He's okay. It's not tight. It's not tight. He's not really feeling the pressure. He's going to escape and he's going to get top position. Well done to Hernandez. And there's 3 minutes left in the, 3 minutes 6 now left in the round. And that was a big attempt by Pereira. Used a lot of energy. And for a guy that, you know, is so heavily muscled, he kind of slows down. What are you laughing at?
nothing, just chat.
I know you like Jake Paul so much. What are your thoughts on the OAP fight coming up? What do you think about Jake Paul, Lucas?
I don't like him.
Why don't you like him?
It's just, I don't like him.
He's annoying, isn't he? Full mount for Alexander Hernandez now. Head and arm choke. He's got it in. No. Pereira scrambles, gets top position. Well done for Pereira. And Hernandez, you see the way he reversed that and he got back to his feet. That was really nice work. Really good, solid technical stuff. Oh, this fight is bussing. Is that good news?
Yeah, it's a good use. Somebody just said to use it when you're commentating.
I know, that's why I said it. Hernandez with another big takedown. Top position. Gets the wrist control. Ground and pound him. This is looking like Francis Ngannou versus Ferreira earlier on. And now he's going to go for the modified guillotine. What are you laughing at?
No, just another alt F4 joke.
Yeah. Yeah, Pereira does look a bit gassed now. Looking a little tired. And he looks a little confused as to what to do next. That's a big elbow for Hernandez. Picks him up, puts him down. This is what I'm talking about. The heart of Alexander Hernandez. He doesn't get tired. He doesn't quit on himself. Massive self-belief. That's because he trains his ass off. Now he's on top. He's raining down big shots. He's trying to set up another modified guillotine. No, let it go. Here it is again. There it is. He's going for it. Lost it. Definitely don't say bussing on commentary. Are you joking with me? Is it bad?
It's not bad. It's like if somebody says this dude's bussing or something, it's like, oh yeah, that's good. It's like good.
Okay.
Food.
He's trying to get this.
I hate it when people say it though.
And you're right, Nicky Dakota. He is smashing him. He's having a bussing time. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's bussing. Big shots from Hernandez. Are you hungry?
A little bit, yeah.
I'm starving. And I thought Pereira would take it, but bro looked gassed as heck. All those muscles are holding him back now. Exactly. Exactly. It's not a bodybuilding competition. If it was, Pereira would win all day. He's dangerous, but he struggles. And certainly with a 5-round fight, that's what I said. Hernandez just had a big round there. That's one apiece. One apiece. Mike needs to say smashing more like his dad from Wild Thornberries. I don't get it, do you?
I don't get it.
Read out that one from Hansel Hinterer.
Where is it? I'm not reading that out. I'm able to. I don't read it as I go.
Just say it. Just say it.
If he super chats, I'll say it.
Oh. Why is my accent so posh, Rick? My accent sounds, I mean, it's changed a bit because I live in America, but I wouldn't say it's posh. I would not say it's posh. So a bit of panic in the eyes of Michel Pereira here Because it's a horrible feeling. You're sitting on the stool between rounds. You're absolutely exhausted. And your opponent is just he's just growing in confidence. He's growing in momentum. And you're gasping for air. And you're like, shit, man, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. But you got to be careful. Pereira is unpredictable. And he's still dangerous. And he's still got massive power. Who do you think's winning?
Hold on, I haven't looked at it in a second.
Takedown again.
Right now, Hernandez.
Well, he goes for the takedown. Will he get it? I think he will. And if he does, that shows how tired Pereira is. Because in the first round, he wasn't getting these takedowns like that. Dragged him down relatively easily. So that's a big sign of how exhausted Pereira is. And as I say, I saw Pereira at the PI. He was working hard. So it's not like he doesn't train. It's not like he doesn't take this seriously. It's just his body type. He's got so much muscle. So much muscle requires a lot of oxygen and a lot of blood in the muscles. Nice lead elbow for Hernandez. 1-2 for Hernandez. Constantly going for those legs as well. Tie clinch for Pereira. Fluffy level changes, gets a double leg. Can he get it? Picks him up? No. Will he get it now? No. Fun fact, I met Jan. Oh, did you really? Reese Garner, that's granddad, Jan.
I know who Jan is.
I know, yeah, he was in Fortaventura last year, he was. He was there just recently as well. Nice, you say he's a top bloke. Yeah, my dad is a top bloke. He's a good guy. He's funny, granddad, isn't he?
Yeah.
He doesn't care. You wanna talk about non-woke? My God. Look at Hernandez, man, just pushing the pace relentlessly. Now he's got another takedown. Pereira flat on his back, exhausted. Just over 3 minutes left in the round. Will Pereira make it out of this round? That's the big question. Because Hernandez ain't slowing down. My neck is killing. Just going for it non-stop. Lucas gets all the chicks.
So many.
Who you got your eye on at the minute?
Nobody.
No. Oh, big elbow. Come on, Rebecca.
What's she doing?
She's getting ready. Hernandez is just he's just dominating now, just totally dominating. Elbow should finish him, honestly. Wonder if Fluffy can pull it off. Yeah, I mean, he's in the driver's seat, no question. Oh, he's in full mount. 2 minutes left. Hernandez moves, no longer in the mount. But look at Hernandez, though. It's just elbow after elbow, pushes the legs to the side. It's just a non-stop attack. I mean, the man's trying to finish him. Mike's neck vertebrae was bussing. It is. Bussing be good.
Yeah.
Takes the back, head and arm choke. Right. So, 90 seconds left. Hernandez has got it locked in. Now Pereira's tired. Doesn't look like the choke's in, no. Just gives him a crack. Few more for fun. Referee's looking now. Pereira's curled up, kind of in the fetal position. Hernandez is just looking for anywhere where there's an opening to land a shot. Pereira's working his way back to his feet, slowly but surely. But it's like every time he does something, Hernandez is one step ahead, going to the next spot because you're not tired. So that means you're thinking better, you're calmer, you're more calculated, you make less mistakes, you're seeing openings, your reflexes are quicker. Would you beat Tom Aspinall's left leg?
Yeah.
Oh. Bussin' be good is too horny, Bisping. Calm down, buddy. All right. Oh dear. I'm surprised that Pereira's made it here. It didn't look good 2.5 minutes ago, but he's going to make it to the end of the round. But what's he got left in round 4? That's why, Lucas, cardio. Even in wrestling, when you're wrestling, if you can push a pace and the other man gets tired, they make mistakes. That's the end of the round, which I'm surprised we're seeing. Who we think winning? Well, that was the end of round 3, right? Was it 3 or 2? If it's the end of round 3, it's 2 rounds to 1. I think it's 3. Mike, what do you think about Thomas Tuchel in charge of England? I don't know who Thomas Tuchel is. Bisping, you're busting everywhere. What
Okay, hold on. It means,
right.
like, look it up. Look it up.
No, I can't be bothered.
It means, like, I'm 14.
This is the kid that wanted Bisping to always lose, lol. It is. Every single time. Callum and Lucas versus Eddie Hall in MMA.
I feel like we got a chance.
Oh, I don't know. You should have seen what he did. Eddie Hall just smoked 2 brothers that were professional MMA fighters.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Did you see it?
I saw a few clips.
Yeah, he smoked them, mate. I don't know.
Yeah, hold on. I mean, from what I saw, they kind of just ran in.
Yeah, the guy just ran in. So,
Yeah,
all right. I'll tell Eddie. We'll set it up. The Bisping boys versus the Beast.
It's like,
We'll be bossing with the Bisping boys versus the Beast. You like that alliteration? Callum's a big boy. He is, Matty. He is a big boy, but I don't know if he's big enough to be dealing with the Beast.
Yeah, but like us, like 2 people, Callum's big. That's like, how much does Callum weigh?
Callum's like 265.
No, I think he's lighter than that now. But that's like, how much does he weigh? 400?
Oh, we just lost a line.
Eddie Hall, how much does he weigh?
Oh, I don't know. Like 300 at least.
Yeah, combined, we weigh more. Like, I feel like we got a chance.
Alexander Hernandez
Pretty lightweight.
is
2
just
people.
completely in control of this fight now. Pereira at this point is just a defensive shell. He hasn't really got much more to offer. That's why you can't count out Hernandez. The man never stops. He never stops. He's like Nate Diaz in that regard. He's just relentless. He's got an endless gas tank, heart for days, really good jiu-jitsu. In fact, that's a really good comparison. He's like a middleweight Nate Diaz, but better. Oh, big shot there. Pereira kicks him off, but only for a second. Again, this is going to be crazy. If Pereira makes this to the end of the round, because these are hard rounds now, and Pereira's just putting it on him. Like, Pereira's got back to his feet, but like, to do what? And how long will he stay there? He's about to go down again. Dan Pereira's a tank for about half of a round. That's pathetic. Well, I'm not saying it's pathetic, but that's why I picked Hernandez. Because he came out swinging. In the first round, he almost finished Hernandez. Definitely had him hurt big time.
That's what it. Hold on, what DCF mean? That's what it means. People will say like the food's bussin'. That's what people say. That I hate it when they say that, but that's what they say.
Are you messing with me?
I'm not messing with you. Also, the dog dad. I thought of that a second ago.
Oh, so the what?
The dog dad said Lucas bussin' Bisping. Anyway, hold on. But it means like somebody could say, "Oh, this food's bussin'," and that makes sense.
I think you guys are having a good bust with me right now. He's definitely messing with you, Mike. Well, thank you, Ashu Punjabi. He's not lying. I don't know. Busting is a hairstyle, Mike. I don't think it is either. You pricks. You're all making me feel very old and out of the loop. Busting to the hood means different. Lucas is the best on the pod that we've ever had. Because you've told me a bunch of shit. Yeah, well, my mum's Irish, Greg. Greg Q says I'm half Irish. My mum's Irish, so yeah, I mean, yeah. People are implying it as a dirty meaning too. Yeah, I'm aware of that, AKA. I kind of gathered that. Bussin is actually an old wooden ship used during the Civil War. Anchorman. Lucas the Paladin Bisping.
Paladin. No.
Oh, Paladin.
Yeah.
Who's Paladin? An
It's-
emperor?
It's like a holy warrior.
Ah. Smart kid. Did Bisping say skibbity? What's that mean?
It's a stupid thing. It's stupid.
John, text me what bussing means if you know. My editor's here sending me stuff about
I'm
Topuria's
telling the truth.
custom shorts, which are really nice. Lucas' interactions are top notch, especially at the young age that he is. Look at bloody Hernandez here. He is just smashing. This is a demoralizing performance so far for Pereira. It's crazy because we're in round 4. You can't say that Michel Pereira doesn't have heart because he had a great round 1, then 2, 3, and 4, a spinning elbow attack as well. Hernandez just putting it on him non-stop, mixing it up, takedowns, elbows, spinning attacks, 1, 2, single legs, ground and pound, you name it, he's throwing it, pardon me. Takedown attempt for Pereira, exposes the neck. Fluffy passes the turtle. And we've made it. We're going to be at the end of round 4, which is pretty impressive just for the heart from Pereira, to be honest. Oh, man. Again, it's like what I said about Khalil Roundtree. He could have just stopped. You know what I mean? He could have given up. But he's not doing that. That's why you got to respect him. You got to respect all these guys. All these people that, yeah, he's tired. He's tired. He is. But he's not giving up on himself. So you got to respect that. Bisping, it's a crime to bussing on your kid. That's for your wife. No, stop it. Press 1 if you're not even watching UFC. Lucas is 100% a rogue instead of a paladin. How do you
If
say
anything, paladin. If anything, no, I feel like monk or fighter because UFC. It's a
Monk or fighter?
monk. It's like a monk is a guy that just hand fighting. So like UFC and all that. Boxing.
Yeah. Stub your toe, chat. DCF is a weirdo. Who's DCF?
He's been typing a lot.
Oh, right. Oh, is he really? Right, so let's see this. The big question here is Hernandez going to get the finish in round 5? Can Pereira turn it around and get a finish? Because this would be one of the craziest comebacks. Because it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like he's got anything left. Hernandez is just dragging him down to the canvas again. There it is. And he's probably going to pound on him for another 4 minutes. But could you imagine if Pereira pulls it off, just finds the ability to throw a shot and knocks him out? I mean, that would be one of the biggest comebacks. Because right now, he's about to lose a pretty dominant decision to Pereira. Granted, still got 4 minutes left in the round. But if it makes it to the final round, it's going to be a landslide victory for Hernandez. Keyboard warrior should be an offensive term.
Should be.
Ian Gary Barlow, what's up, buddy? We lost some light, Lucas. It went a bit dark.
It did. I think it's from that.
No, the lights behind us went out. They ran their course. The battery ran its course. Right, John, this is my editor. John Brannigan, give him a follow on Instagram. Bussing is a slang term that means something is extremely good, excellent, or impressive. It originated in African American vernacular English and is often used by Gen Z. Here are some examples of how it can be used. My food is bussing.
Told you.
You look bussing. This performance from Alexander Hernandez is
Bussing.
bussing. I will not drop it on commentary though. Thank you, John. That was a bussing description. I've learned to 49-46. I don't know, mate. Amor. I think there might have been a 10-8 in there or 2. My cousin met Ian Gary in Oxted. His bird was probably at home getting piped. All right, dude. When did Lucas find out about your eye injury and how did he react to the situation?
I don't know. I can't remember how I found out. I just kind of somehow knew.
Big elbows. It's done. It's over. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Man. What a performance. What a beatdown. Had to weather the storm in round 1. Got hurt. Doesn't quit, turns it around, mixes in the takedowns, non-stop aggression, excellent technique, high pace, constantly on the offense. Just wore him down over 5 rounds. And then in the 5th one, got the finish. Big cut on the eye of Pereira. Let's take a look at the finish here. Jab to the face. Jab again. 1, 2, boom. That rocks Pereira. Level change. Pereira tried the knee. Goes for a ride, picks him up, slams him down on his back. And here's the end here. Half guard, bang, big elbow. That one didn't, oh yeah, that one split him open. You see the blood straight away. Again, another elbow, and again, and again. Referee's looking on. Herb Dean says, that's it, buddy. She's a wrap. That was bussing. Anything to add, Lucas? What's on the cards for after the stream? Well, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to do an instant reaction video on Francis Ngannou. I'm going to talk about the UFC as well. John will edit that up and get it up nice and soon. Then we're going to go out for I believe Rebecca wants to go for time. Rebecca! What the hell is she doing?
She's probably outside staying.
She's been up there for... No, she's been up there for hours. She's busting off the peace and quiet. Then we're going to go for some dinner. We're going to have some food. And then tomorrow morning, I'm going to get out of bed. I'm going to record some content before I pack. Then I'm going to pack my bags. Then jump on the plane. And then fly off to Abu Dhabi. So busy, busy, busy. Busy, busy, busy. It's going to be a busy one. What's she doing? Tell her to come here quickly. No.
Rebecca!
Oh, whoa, that was loud.
I gotta do a Rebecca for him.
I bet so. You do. There's lots of Rebecca requests. What beer tonight, Bisping? Well, we'll go into the Thai, so I'll have a singer. I do like a singer. If I go to the sushi, I'll have a Sapporo. I'll have a singer. Just one. Just one. All right, well, I'll tell you what, that was a great performance by Anthony Hernandez. Big things next. Come and join for the end of the show. What have you been doing? Have you not got ready or anything yet?
No.
Oh, are you ready? Can you go like that?
No.
Oh my God, I'm starving.
It'll take 2 minutes.
You're covered in... I thought you were showering. I know, but I thought you were because now we're going to have to wait for ages while you get ready.
I just heard you say you're doing an instant reaction.
That takes 8 minutes.
I'll be done before you.
Right, well, go and get ready. Go on. Go on. Bisping, what's my opinion on Jocelyn Edwards calling out? Not saying that. Ty is probably my favourite. Same here. Tell Lucas monks are boring.
It depends how you do it. Because right now, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
What are you talking about, monks?
It's D&D stuff.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a good class. And also, they've been they're better now.
Lucas loves Dungeons and Dragons, D&D. That's what the kids call it, right?
It's just,
is it bossing?
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's bossing. It's bossing. All right, we've been going for long enough. Should we wrap this one up, Lucas?
Yeah.
Should we call it a night?
Yeah.
Should we say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Should we tell them all to subscribe if they haven't done?
Subscribe.
If you haven't done.
And get any super chats in.
Thanks for the watch. Hey, Terry Bailey, appreciate you. I appreciate all the members on here. We'll drop some member content this week. I've already recorded some content for the week. That's with my editor, John Brannigan. I'm going to do a couple more in the morning. So there's lots of content coming up this week. And also, I'll be in Abu Dhabi. I've got interviews with Hamzat Chimaev, Robert Whittaker, got a few others as well. So lots of content coming up this week. So membership content as well. Shay Cray, we appreciate you, buddy. And that's about it. We're going to take care. Well done to Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Got to give a shout out to Francis Ngannou, triumphant return back to the octagon. Got to give a shout out to my little buddy Lucas Bisping.
Hello.
That was bussing.
I was messing.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Adios. Take care. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Farewell. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Give us another one. Another country. Adios.
I don't know.
Sayonara.
Sayonara. I think that's...
You guys got any more in the chat?
Got any more?
Farewell. Yeah.